together. All right, we already live over there. We live over there, family. So head over there. We live over there. The link's already in the chat. So head over there. I'm about to get ready to end this one right here. So just let y'all know. All right. There we go. All right. I'm about to get ready to end this one here. All right. All right. Well, I'm hearing this in the background. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. That link's out there, family. There we go. We should be good. I'm just gonna be over here for now. Fuck it. It is what it is. There we go. See, we got Swarty up here. What's good, Swarty? How you?
Peace, peace. Shalom, everybody. Peace and Black Power, family. It's a little windy where I'm at right now, Psycho, so forgive me if everyone can't hear me quite clearly. But
Yeah.
to the point of like the shaming, you know, if you don't vote Democrat, then you know you're not voting Democrat is to vote for Donald Trump or whatever Republican candidate is left. I've dealt with that shaming personally, and you know, it could get fanatical. You know, I can't speak for conservative places because even when I was in California, I was still in a fairly progressive political area, if you will, being in LA. But you know, in Minneapolis and St. Paul, it's extremely left-leaning up here. So like, I've felt the shame, I've felt the pressure. I think it came out. The shame really rose to the forefront with the Kamala Harris situation. I was listening to people in Minneapolis literally say the only reason they're voting for her is because she is a Black woman and a woman, which I don't have a problem with us voting for a woman as president. But if that's the only reason we're doing it, then I do have a problem with that. You know, it's supposed to be the person that's most competent and able to do the job. So, you know, my argument was, you know, are you even looking to see if Kamala Harris was the most competent woman for the job? And a lot of people, at least here in Minneapolis, were not. Like, I was literally hearing people say that's the only reason I'm voting for her. And they didn't even really care about her policies, not to say that she didn't have any, because she did, right? But the bullying people into voting Democrat or having, well, if you don't vote Democrat, somehow you're not Black and you're a coon. I have dealt with that type of shaming and I've seen it firsthand. So I thought the two brothers that was talking made a lot of great points about politics in America and where we stand as Black people. And I mean, for right now, that's all I really got to say. Shalom, Taz. And you know, but I've dealt with it before. You know what I'm saying? It's like the shaming you into voting Democrat.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I don't agree with people's solution with, okay, I'm not going to vote Democrat, i.e., I'm going to vote Republican or start caping for the Republicans or whatever. That's flawed logic. But yeah, I don't have a problem with people not voting Democrat for nothing.
Yeah, I don't like neither one of them Democratic shields for real. So I wanted to share something right quick, just a quick conversation, something you said while you was listening to them goofy ass niggas, right? So I went down to Belzoni, Mississippi a few years ago, and I was doing content on a few of the Black leaders at the time and some of the history. And so when it comes to George W. Lee, he did die trying to get people to vote. He did die to get people to trying to get people to understand their right to vote. The Ku Klux Klan came through and clapped him. You know what I'm saying? He literally died for this shit. Another one was Lamar Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like literally on the courthouse line, clapped, died, trying to tell people that they got the right to vote. So I think when we say it, we gotta make sure we're saying it in a way that qualifies it for those who really did do that, and not let some goofy ass Democrat niggas get a talking point. Cause I don't completely disagree with pushing back, but I think it's more important to know that there were some that were fighting for people to understand they already had the right to vote. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the right to vote itself. You already got that right.
Yeah, it wasn't for the right to vote, right? It was for
right.
them to try to get them to utilize the right they already had to vote. Now, I would agree that people died trying to utilize their right to vote, but that's not how it's spun though. The spin is
that's not how they spin it. I
for the
know.
right to vote. That's the spin.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said it's a difference between, because I said it in the chat, it's a difference between when somebody who's pushing a political agenda says it and when I say it. Because I'm not saying it on the side of a political agenda. I'm saying it as black men were out there for the right to vote, exercising your right to vote, and they died in that act itself. That's what they saying. They just want you to go vote for somebody in particular. And I ain't on that type of shit.
Yeah, but those everybody on that panel actually agreed with what you just said, though.
What you mean?
Everybody that was just talking, they agreed with that. What you just said, they didn't disagree.
Yeah, they will see. But again, I wouldn't agree with them saying it though, because of what they represent. Cam James is a goddamn Democratic shield. FD Signifier is a race hustler. So to hear them say it, I feel insulted.
I'm not crazy about FD Signifier either, but race hustler though,
bro. Man, listen. Okay, so I ain't watched nothing he said in a few years, but I can go pull you the video that made me, like what the fuck, bro. So the nigga was talking about biracials are black, but he wants white people to stay out of black issues. So he was saying all this in the same context, like he wants biracials to be black, but he wants white people to stay out of black issues. And it was weird because it's like, okay, ain't you double talking? He was doing a lot of double talking in the video. And then the manosphere shit.
That video too. Like I actually reviewed that video.
That one. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was the last time I watched anything.
Sometimes he'll say some shit I agree with. Other times he'd be out there. And I'm like, no. I first stumbled across him, oddly enough. I didn't even know dude existed until he popped up over on Bedard Rowley's channel. He popped up over on his channel one day, and they was all going crazy that he popped up. And you're like, oh shit, he's here. As I think they was reviewing one of his videos or something, because he's one public, he a male feminist, Democrat, far leftist motherfucker, right? So they hate those motherfuckers over there. So they was over there reviewing one of his shits, talking crazy about him, and he popped up, and he hit the panel and shit. And everything else. I didn't know who the fuck he was when he was reviewing him. Didn't know he was a big deal that he popped up in the chat. None of that shit. I didn't know who the fuck he was. And then I went and found him, looked through his content. I saw the biracial video. I looked at that one. I reviewed it. And I just started watching some of his shit every so often. He'll do some shit. His hip hop opinion is kind of fucked up too. I don't even like his hip hop opinion, truth be told. But every now and then he'll say something I agree with in politics though. Every so often. But it's always a caveat there. Like he'll say something I agree with, but then he'll start saying some other shit in the middle of that I do not agree with. So it's kind of hit and miss with that dude.
See, it just kind of bothers me because like when I see these type of dudes, right? They seem to not. They don't have to stand on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's like a lot of this is Democrat versus Republican, but it's not really black. You know what I'm saying? They're not really standing on nothing black per se until it's time to use it politically. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I call them race hustlers, because the most conversation they have is the one that's just having where it's like black boule. Look at my tattoo. We're college educated blacks. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like they're attached to the community though. They just use the community.
Yeah. I have heard him criticize like white liberals and shit like that. He had a white liberal video he did. I actually agree with a lot of shit he said, even though after saying everything he said, he still would turn around and vote for Kamala again next election or something like that. So it's like, and that was my critique when I was reviewing this shit. Like, y'all this shit sounds good, the shit y'all saying in 2026. But when it comes down to 2028, if y'all just going to turn right back and revert to the whole boogeyman thing and just start voting against the Republicans again and vote Democrat because you feel like you ain't had no choice and X, Y, and Z, and then this is just word salad. Unless you really going to stand on this and actually live like that, you know what I mean? And that's the shit that really kind of annoys me because I know he is going to bow. Both of them is going to bow down and just vote, except for Jared Bell. Jared Bell, the biracial dude, he's not going to vote Democrat. He's not. He don't fuck with the Democrats at all. He's hardcore third party motherfucker. Like he actually trying to run for president as a third party motherfucker. So he is not with the Democrats. Now the other two motherfuckers, Cam and FD Signifier, yeah, them motherfuckers gonna fuck around, bow down, and vote Democrat in 2028.
But Psycho, in the history of America, how many presidents have been successful at winning as a third party?
What happened?
How many presidents have successfully won as a third party? How many presidents have we had elected that were third party?
That's not our goal as third party voters. We're not trying to win an election. Black people don't win no elections. We lose every goddamn election.
All right. So, I mean, for conversation, I guess for the sake of the conversation,
at the end of the day, we gotta learn how to manipulate the elections.
So that's the goal, to learn how to manipulate the election?
Well, I got two of y'all saying something.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was saying, is that the goal of establishing a third party? It don't have to be in detail, but what is the goal of voting third party?
The goal is to control local politics and to manipulate national elections to sway things to where a party will totally start committing to our agenda, or else they're just not getting our vote.
And when you say a party, you're not talking about the third party. You're talking about somebody from
a larger party,
Democratic or Republican party. Okay, I just for understanding, that's why I asked. All right. So, all right, I see the plan.
If you're talking about wins and losses with the third party, you're talking local elections because that's the elections that we can win as a third party.
So are we saying Cam then is not a Democratic shield? I heard him talking about that shit, and now he's getting more open about it. But
he admitted that he was at one point in time unknowingly. He said unknowingly and then when he realized he was doing nothing but shilling for the Democrats, now he's taking a step back and he's starting to reevaluate his political position. That's what that conversation kind of was all about. Him stepping back and trying to reevaluate things and kind of figure out, well, he's like, I don't identify with the Democrats anymore, and this, that, and third, and I don't want to vote Democrat. I'm struggling with this. He's talking about his little political journey he's going through right now.
Yeah, because when he first came out with it, I commented on his little post and shit, and he called himself getting smart. He ain't like the fact that I said, nah, fam. Like, I hear you, but why are we to believe that you're no longer a Democrat shield? Like, I mean, this doesn't prove anything. Like, I already thought you was in the pocket of another motherfucker. So, I mean, how do we know you're out of their pocket?
I get you. That's why I said
the messenger is important.
I'm gonna take a step back and wait for 2028 and see what happens. Because just like any other coat, when you step outside the coat and everything else, I've seen people when they first left coats, they was a little bit iffy about it. This, that, and third, and okay, I'll believe it when years later you still standing on what you standing on today because you probably just a little your faith got shooken a little bit, but you'll still probably go back within a year, and whatever the case may be. So just like any other coach, you just gotta wait and see. Some people distance themselves, some people fall right back into it.
But it's like, Taz, is there a point of proving that you're not a Democratic shield? Is there a certain time period that you're like, okay, this brother or sister, whoever it is, they've stood on third party business this long. I'm not going to look at them as a bad messenger anymore. Because I kind of agree with what you're saying, Taz. The messenger is important. A lot of times people will say, well, don't look at the messenger, look at the message. Sometimes I kind of agree with you should evaluate the integrity of the messenger if they standing on what they're talking about. So how long is there ever a point where he's an acceptable messenger?
Never. I'm saying if we
Nigga said
if
indefinitely.
yeah, I'm saying if we truly dealing with the understanding of a COINTELPRO and people being put in these positions to mislead, redirect, and kind of hurt black people politically, there's no reason to believe that he isn't doing it for that reason even still. And some of that was to bring in more followers, you know, as long as you can explain it right, you can talk your way out of it type shit. Nah. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. I mean, especially when you still straddling the fence as a Democrat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just hard for me to believe that you can ever be viewed as not being attached to him. And I think it's dangerous.
Damn, I was on mute. Well, yeah, you'll know for sure when the election comes around. You'll have a better idea then, because you can tell by their rhetoric and what they're saying and who they promoting and everything else, whether or not they still shilling or whatever. But yeah, he came clean. He was like, yeah, I was getting paid by him and everything. But once I started challenging them, you know, they distanced themselves. They all of a sudden all the money and everything dried up and stopped coming in and everything else. That's when he realized he was in a cult. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, but that isn't to say, you know what I'm saying, you won't get back to it though. That ain't to say you won't send that email and that bread ain't looking right. You know what I'm saying? Because notice, you know what I mean, if I just go off of what you told me, which is you were a fucking Democratic shield working for them. So when you stop being a Democrat shield, that's when you decided to start going after black people. That's when you started to expose black scammers. That was the play
I think
after
he
the
was doing that.
Democrats.
He was doing that. He was doing that when he still identified as a Democrat. I believe he was doing that for a few years now.
Right. So that's
But it
what I'm
wasn't
saying.
just black
So,
people. It wasn't just black people. But yeah, he's been lately it's been black people.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. To get the views, to make sure you're getting the bread, to make sure you ain't offending those Democrats who liquidated your platform all these years.
He went after Democrats though. Like he went at like Rashad Richie's a shield. Like he's an old Democratic shield, and he went after him.
Yeah,
So
but
if anything, he'll be shielding for the Republicans now, wouldn't he? Because he's going after people that quote unquote identify as Democrat.
Yeah, but he's black.
Yeah, but he's still. But this is political though, right here. Like he's going after. He's
I mean,
going
because I
after
agree it's
Democrats that he
political.
feel like. Yeah.
But see, now I agree it's political, but when you put a black face on it, I think that makes racial and political automatically. These are black people we talking about. So you call yourself exposing black people that are in positions where people listen to them. Who are you doing that for? And I'm saying if it's for your own personal gain, that's cool. But I would argue that even T.A.B.A.T.E and Rashad Richie, they don't always ride the Democratic line. They challenge the Democrats often on racism. So it wouldn't be far-fetched
Rashad
that he
Richie
would
really
be
don't
going
challenge the Democrats. He really don't challenge the Democrats like that. He does challenge racism. I give you the racism thing, but Democrats, he really don't challenge Democrats.
But that's what he challenging. That's what he challenging them on. He challenging Democrats on racism. Even like with the Senatobia shooting. Now it's not one of our type of challenges where we, you know what I'm saying, Adam, but he absolutely says, you know, they're supposed to be more vocal. Where are the Democrats? Where's the local leadership? He says that shit often.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind, you know, I mean, they always go back to Trump. So
yeah,
that motherfucker, he benefits from this attachment to Democrats alone. Like Rashad Richie gonna mention Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck what the video about.
Yeah. I mean, he like I said, he's a Democrat. He's a bleeding Democrat. He's not a third party motherfucker. He doesn't promote third parties. He doesn't. Now I will say I don't hear him talk crazy about third parties, but he definitely don't promote them. He promotes Democrats. He talks about Republicans. That's what he does. But I don't hear him talk crazy about third parties, though. I will say that he don't talk crazy about third party people.
But yeah, but definitely a good stream, though. I ain't definitely paid attention to no goddamn FD signifier. I think they was hitting on some important points. I don't know, man. It's these boule ass niggas, bro. Like it's just something about them. I don't trust these niggas, bro. I don't, like you said when they did the Greek letter shit, bro. You spared them. I probably wouldn't have. I don't like that shit, bro. Don't sit up here and talk that black shit and then switch off into some Greek letter shit, bro. That, I mean, it's hard for me to do that. Like that's your own personal shit. That's a college gang. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. College gangs. Yeah, that's exactly what they is. They started off. Some of them started off as like on the same way the gang started off. A couple of them, a couple of the black fraternities, I should say, not the white ones. I forgot which one it was. Was it Kappa? I think it was Kappa. They started off going against white motherfuckers that was fucking with them and shit like that on campus.
I would actually debate.
They still pick those Greek letters though. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking. I would debate that as a topic though. Is that truly pro-black with all these fucking Greek letters and things that take you away from blackness?
Yeah, y'all need a topic, and y'all may them got a topic already, and y'all less than 2 weeks away. Y'all need a topic.
That's them trying to wing it, professional. Trying to throw it together, you know what I'm saying, out the blue, like, you know what I mean? See, what's their topic?
It's one of them. It's a blue topic. It's a blue topic. I know it's a blue topic. They figured it out on their own, but it's was it? Are we living in a simulation?
A simulation?
Yes.
Yeah.
It told you it's a blue topic.
Playoffs. Yeah,
it's a blue topic. I told you.
Playoffs for a championship.
Well, you know that's what blue believes. Blue believes we're living in a simulation. Basically, to give you an idea, they talking about we pretty much is the Matrix real. Not that ain't what they debating, but I'm just giving you an idea of what he means by simulation. Like he's talking about something along the lines of the Matrix, something along those lines. A brain outside the bat, a brain in the bat. Actually, that's what it's called. Brain in the bat. It's a theory. Blue believes it, and this is totally a blue topic. And y'all may debate them on it.
All righty.
But I would like it for y'all to debate the Greek shit. I don't know if Fontaine will take it, but I would. That's an interesting topic. I would like to see that debate. I don't know where he stands on that though.
Yeah, I couldn't see him standing with a boule. And I get that now. I don't give a fuck about no Greek letters, nigga. Yeah, we definitely need one though, so I can start prepping. But
yeah, need to get y'all locked in. It's hard to get y'all a topic. I like that topic, but I don't know if he'll do it. Gotta try to find something though.
Well, you know, it's different when you got a date because niggas ain't even, I mean, he ain't, you know, the concern kind of goes down. You got to do it on that day. You know what I'm saying? Probably should have waited to give a date and press for a title first because now that we got a date, it's like, well, you know, we got to come up with something, you know, pretty soon. But, you know, we know we got a debate, so ain't no rush to come up with anything. Like,
no, it need to be, y'all want as much time as y'all can get. I want as much time as y'all can get.
You would think, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think Fire is worried about that. I think he's gotten pretty good and confident. So yeah, and I'm definitely not concerned with any waiting period. I could debate it tomorrow. whatever it is.
Black Greek fraternity and gangs got the same culture. I agree. I agree, Bobby. One is accepted and one is not. But there's a lot of similarities there. A lot of similarities.
Would you tie gang culture to criminal culture inherently?
No. No.
Because I think that's where the pushback would probably come from, is those who would inherently tie gang and criminal culture together.
Yeah. Because when most people think of gang culture, they think of drive-bys and selling drugs and beats, drill music, all that shit. That's what people think about. They think of gang culture. Not understanding gang culture is deeper than just surface level shit that they think of when they think of gangs. Well, we done had this discussion about gangs and what gangs actually are and everything else. Like, I remember people trying to argue with me, and I was saying that the mob started off as nothing but a gang, never a bunch of small gangs and everything else, and this, that, and third, motherfucking immigrants sticking together and everything because these motherfuckers was in a new country and they was trying to establish themselves, and they formulated ethnic gangs to try to, pretty much, protect the neighborhood, do, whatever the case may be. The same way most gangs start, protecting, quote unquote, protecting the neighborhood, same shit. And then eventually they started getting into organized crime. They went from petty crime into organized crime as the generations got older. The original motherfuckers got older and everything else, and then they started getting into politics and getting positions of power, chiefs and bosses and shit like that and everything else. So these motherfuckers still was a part of the gang though. They still was a part of the gang, which eventually became the mafia. And that eventually became the mafia, and it became organized.
What up with it, Psycho? What up, Ty? Salute.
Peace, Bobby. Was good.
What up, dog? What up? The interesting part of that with Chicago is one of those 1919 stories where the Red Summer riot started with one of those little gangs that end up folding into Al Capone's Chicago outfit. So yeah, that is an absolute fact that that little, I think it, whatever he is, Italian or Irish, I can't remember which one. But that Reagan Coates gang,
Sicilian. He's Sicilian. Yeah, Italian.
Yeah, they the ones who threw the rocks over at the 63rd Street beach. Over on the black side, hit the black kid. It was a little.
That was the Irish
gang.
motherfuckers that did that, right? Wasn't that the Irish that did that?
Yeah. Whatever, like I said, whatever Al Capone is, because that gang.
Al Capone was there when that happened.
What happened?
He wasn't. No, he wasn't part of the gang itself. But that's what I'm saying. That gang folded into his outfit.
Oh, they became a part of his outfit. Okay, so they must be Italian.
Yes,
they must have been Italian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not that he was there, but
yeah, I'm about to say, I think he was still in New York when that happened. Yeah.
As the mob came to Chicago and took over, they started to, like you said just then. That's why I was saying it. They started to take in those little gangs, and those smaller gangs started to become the mobsters in Chicago. I'm saying that's literally what that was. That Reagan's Coat gang was one of them.
Yeah, they organized.
The Bloods and Crips did the same thing. Bloods and Crips started swallowing up already existing gangs and made them different sets.
And I did some bills before about the Bloods and Crips coming directly out of the fraternities. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you link it to like the Black Panthers, if you're talking about the West Coast, because a lot of them is coming out of the colleges and fraternities. When you look at the colors, the hand symbols and all of that, it's like it's directly, it ain't even like parallel. It's directly the same thing. You dig what I'm saying? They got the same hand signs. I have to pull it up again to show you, Taz, but a lot of them fraternities, like, Kappa, the ones that wear the blue for the black men, I don't know if it's Kappa or the Alphas, but they got the same hand symbols at the Crips, and the ones that wear the red with the candy canes and all of that, they got the same hand symbols as the Bloods. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I believe it. I ain't never really thought them.
Yeah, the structure, like you say, the structure, how they do it, and organized crime is still business. That's why I say it's the same, because it's literally just like you know, a secret society, you know, that you get into through initiation, and you know, y'all agree upon, you know, long time terms as far as, you know, doing business in like not really nefarious ways, but like nepotistic ways. And that's kind of how gangs operate too. You know, it's a level of nepotism there too. So the criminal part of it to me is just business. You know, where you operating at, that's gonna be the thing that you're doing. So if you're in the hood, it's, you know, it's gonna be a level of criminality. If you're in the college, it's just gonna be a level of, you know, nepotism as far as wherever y'all make it at in life. But y'all still come from this, y'all still only doing that based upon this agreement y'all made like a gang.
Yeah, yeah, and you're right. They got gang signs too, you know, and everything else. And you know, that Q dog shit. You see that shit every motherfucking where. Yeah, the motherfuckers they got colors,
They got
right?
handshakes, specific
I was just
handshakes.
about to say that, Bobby. The
Yeah,
motherfucking handshakes too.
yeah.
Okay.
They got flags. They wave everything.
You know, you got steppers, sea walkers, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Yep,
dances and shit they do, like
yep.
it's all parallel to each other.
Hmm. Like I said, it's a lot of similarities there. A lot of similarities. What's up, Wall Street? The Boule defender had to hit the link. He got
Yeah,
tricked.
because you know he like an alpha or something. He don't want to give up the hood.
He came up here. He came up here to defend. He already.
Here I come
Nah,
to
not
save the
even.
day.
Hey, that's funny as hell. You got the mighty this nigga's like that's crazy.
Had to hit him with the prompts. Okay.
Nah, not even. But like, when I was in college, I did think about joining a fraternity. You know what I mean? But I'm a rebellious little nigga. Like, I don't need for you to put hands on me and all of that to build a community. You know what I mean? To build a crew. Like, so that was what it was about more than anything else. Like, I ain't carrying nobody books around and all that goofy ass hazing shit. Shit was weird to me.
Nah, that shit that they had to calm down. When I was around college age, a hazing for black fraternities was way more egregious. Like that
Yeah,
shit
them
was
niggas
crazy.
was wilding.
That shit you might as well like get jumped in the game and shit they was doing to you.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference with what they doing and getting jumped in?
Oh no, it's no difference. And on some funny shit, it'd be no difference in the street if it's a Q event. You know what I mean? Or something like, yeah, they'll definitely click up.
I'm saying during the time when I was in the college age, like from early 2000, probably on up until not even that long ago, getting jumped in a gang was probably easier than the haze and shit you went through than getting into some of these fraternities. You would
Nah,
like
Bobby,
if
you
somebody.
cooking.
I'm saying if somebody just gave me a blind reveal and said you got to go through this, getting beat up by a bunch of people to get into this organization without telling me what it is, and then they ran down the shit you had to go through to get into a fraternity, I'll be like, nah, just give me the niggas that's finna beat me up for
Yeah, jump me
15,
in.
20 minutes, and that's it. Because the shit you gotta, it's literally ego
Yeah.
soul crushing the shit you gotta go through to be
Shit
inside
like
a
a
Embarrassment,
whole
fraternity.
2 semesters
embarrassment,
or
like some
something.
type of shaming rituals or
The
something they put you
facts.
through.
Niggas fucking on your girl, niggas making you walk around, do weird shit and all type of like that shit get heinous, boy.
Yeah. So that was why I was like, nah, respectfully, I'm good. But the one thing, when I did look at it, I couldn't deny, like when you a part of these groups, yo, the job is damn near guaranteed. Like as soon as you get out of college. Oh, holla at my brother so and so with the, you know what I mean, with this chapter, 1982. Yeah, he got you. And yeah,
I'm finna
you'll
tell
walk
you
into
how it's
something.
even more parallel with the gangs. Here goes some real shit that I know firsthand. SYUC, Carbondale, and I don't know if you know about this college, Jazz. Carbondale back in the day had a bad reputation for gang fights and shit like that because a large population of the black people that go there coming directly from Chicago. You feel me? So when you look at the black fraternities down there, you literally looking at a high percentage of the members who coming from already being in the gang. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like a GD who became a Kappa, basically, or you feel me, a sub vice lord who became an alpha. Like it's literally they play them same politics when they get down there to the school. Like, oh, you a GD? Them niggas usually play as Kappa type shit. You feel me? Or you BD? Yeah, them niggas usually play as this and that.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you that when you factored in like the gang culture coming to those schools. So they already like if you
I'm
BD,
trying to
you a
tell you,
Q.
bro. Yes,
That's
them
crazy.
niggas play as this. Yes, yes.
That's crazy. I could damn sure believe it.
So did the black gangs in our community take from the fraternities and start emulating them?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'd have to argue that only because the fraternities and all that, for the most part, when we looking at the gangs we have now, they came after.
Yeah, the gangs came later. Then the fraternities are older.
Right.
And
Like
when you just
it's
look at
no
the
gang in
structure,
existence right now that dates back to the early 1900s.
right? It just when you look at the structure of fraternities, you know what I'm saying? It is too spot on where how they leadership go and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They definitely took. They definitely could have took from fraternities. Because think about it, they never like these gang members never. Well, they probably never was going to go to college. Never, never thought they'd be. But they saw how the fraternities move and just kind of just started making their own street fraternity and everything, and it became what we know as gangs there.
And also, it's like one thing I noticed with a lot of those dudes, like by the time I got to college, you know what I mean? I'm baby Wall Street. Like I'm coming into myself already. So I don't need these things to prove myself or to get any validation, right? I just know that political, uh, economic, through jobs and whatnot, that connection and where to take you, right? Like at that point in my life, I had seen the benefits of that. But yeah, man, that's the other side of it. A lot of times it'd be a bunch of lame ass niggas who was nobody. Then now all of a sudden, you know, your brother and your chapter will get you some buns from the AKAs and they'll damn near force shorty to smash. Like it's even weird sex shit with that shit.
Oh yeah,
Word.
motherfuckers will join certain fraternities just because this fraternity got the most girls or whatever the
Just to
case
get
may be.
buns.
A lot of it,
Like that with
a lot of
gangs.
people join these fraternities for pussy and money,
Yeah.
potential money in the future and pussy. That's why they join these fraternities for the most part.
And go figure, Wall
It's
Street
like
Willie
that with
was like,
gangs too.
the money's
Yeah.
guaranteed with these niggas. All right, they'll make the money, but with all the other shit, nah, I'm good. I'ma just go back to my hood and claim unlife. Nigga, United niggas living in a fucked up environment. That's my crew.
Yeah.
But the money side though, it is, enticing, man. You already know big brother so and so. Yo, listen, man, here's my card. When you get out, man, just call me in August. We'll see. And yeah, you'll be put on a path for life. You know what I mean? If you even get
But
like the basket
but
weaving degree.
you can get that without joining a fraternity, right?
Right.
Like I mean, I get the
Well,
whole idea of networking. Networking is a very underrated skill that everybody should have. I understand the power of it, right? Because again, it's more
mhm.
about who you know than what you know. Who you know will get you a whole lot farther than what you know. And so I get that, but you can get that without being in a fraternity, though.
But the
Right, but what
fraternity gets
they
you there without the skills.
right, Bobby.
Yeah,
Cause like when homie talking about, oh yeah, I got my founders here tatted on me, right? You're walking into that structure. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is kind of pick a lane and ask a brother to help you and they put you on. It's like a ready-made, network that otherwise you gotta build.
Look at the entire American structure, Psycho. Like we're talking about, like this one thing I believe. Even if you include white people, we're talking about the motherfuckers that's running the country when it comes to like this fraternity and nepotism and networking. That they're literally just picking people based on relationships. So you got the like it'd be different if you choosing people based on skill level. That's why all this shit is the way that it is. So yeah, you're right. You could still get to somewhat of a position that you want to get if you got the
Can you hear
skills.
me?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why nepotism exists.
Right.
Yo, yeah, y'all can hear me?
I hear
Yeah.
you now.
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, everybody? Peace,
What up,
peace, peace
Marty?
and love. Peace and love. Yeah, man, but
What's up,
yeah,
Marty?
yeah, but yeah, man, yeah, but these yeah, gangs is and fraternities is very, very similar to one another. Um, and I'm not quite sure if they. I mean, it seems that way. I mean, I know they read a lot of those secret society books in prison and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? They probably may have gotten some ideas and. But I think like didn't gangs like started up because like niggas couldn't, well, black gangs at least in LA because they wasn't able to join the Boy Scouts and black people kind of like created like their own little thing because the white folks ain't let them join the Boy Scouts and shit like that.
Well, nah,
It's a
I don't
Well,
lot
know
on the
of
about
West
that
Coast,
shit like
variations
well,
that.
as to
well,
how
in
gangs
California,
started in
yeah,
Los Angeles and California, Marley. It's
Right.
a lot of
yeah,
things that came into play, but I know one of those
hmm
variations was protecting black neighborhoods against police brutality and racist white cops. So I know that was one of
right.
the fundamental variations of why
Mm-hmm.
gangs actually formed. But it's
So
other
it's like more
elements
than
in that
one.
too.
It's more, yeah. It's more than one. It's more than one
It's
factor. Like
it's a lot of
I do
factors
hear
involved in
different.
how it
Right.
evolved in
Because I did hear
California.
that too. Yeah, I do know that part too. The one you just now mentioned, I know that factor of it, and I also came across other things where they was like, they wasn't allowing black kids to join. You know, the white people wasn't allowing them to join the Boy Scouts. So it was like, okay, we're going to create our own little group. And then what you just now mentioned, another variation of how it started. Then if you go to Chicago gang culture, you see that it started in another different way, whether they was trying to protect their neighborhoods from the police or police brutality and things like that. You know, so yeah, definitely. Even like the military too is a gang. And when you go inside there, you start to learn different codes
Nah,
and
bro,
shit. And
you finna make a run on sentence, bro. You finna qualify this Boy Scout shit. So
Yeah,
oh,
I don't know about
are
the
you
oh,
Boy Scout
telling
thing.
me?
yeah.
No, I'm fucking with you, bro. Go ahead.
No, that's why I said that's why I said that's why I said I can't. I wasn't saying it was something that was definitive. I wanted to see if I was wrong, if y'all knew anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to
Well,
know if y'all
About
dog,
the
knew
Boy
anything.
Scouts? About
well,
the Boy
real quick.
Scouts?
I don't know
No,
They
about
was
about
called
that particular scenario that I just gave with the Boy Scouts. Yeah, do y'all know anything if that's true? If that's a variation or anything like that? 'Cause I know the other
I
part,
Boy
don't know
Scouts
like
about
started
that.
protecting the
the
neighborhoods.
Boy Scouts is a religious
I
organization.
think I think there is a connotation to it, though. I mean, if you think about,
Hmm.
especially the early Chicago gangs, they were called clubs. They were not
Right.
allowing young boys to join in those clubs. So, I
Hmm.
mean, if they tie it into the Boy Scouts, I wouldn't
Hmm.
completely
Mm.
dismiss it. You know what I'm
I
Right,
saying?
right.
Because,
would.
Cause
a lot
I
of them
would.
started the clubs.
I,
yeah.
I would. The Boy Scouts started off as a religious organization. Dude trying to cracker trying to get boys to learn about like the woods and shit like that.
Right.
Using compasses and shit like
The type
just
of
living out
club.
just wilderness. Yeah, living out in the wilderness and shit
Yeah.
like that. That's all it started off as. It wasn't
That don't
about
mean
the
black
premier.
people didn't want to join it, though, psycho. 'Cause it
No,
was
no,
them white
but
people.
hold
Well, I'm
on,
not
real,
saying
but hold
that.
on,
I'm
real
not
quick
saying
though.
black people didn't want to join it. I'm
Hold
not
on,
saying
real
that.
quick. But then, hold on, but real quick though, Taz. You right that they were being locked out of these clubs, but the type of clubs that they were talking about within the inner city would be more akin to like Salvation Army type of thing, rec
Yeah.
center type of shit. You feel me? Not
No,
no,
nigga.
yeah,
No.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they called it.
especially
They
them
called
clubs
the
in
gangs.
Chicago.
They
The
started
clubs
up
in
gangs.
Chicago was more like
They
rec
started
center.
up
That's
gangs.
shit that Jeff
They would
Ford and all
start
that
up.
was building, like club
They would
houses.
start.
That
The
was
crackers would start
later.
up gangs. That they would.
That was,
Yeah, the gangs
no,
was
no,
Go
the
ahead.
crackers would start up gangs, and they would call them boy clubs. They would be called boy clubs or whatever. And
Hmm.
it was even more palatable than saying gang or whatever. So they
Mm.
would call them boy clubs, and this when they had like the tree houses and shit, like Little Rascals. Little Rascals was called our gang, right? But if you watch it and shit, they always had like little boys clubs and stuff like that, the tree houses, all that shit. They was all hanging out in and everything. So it
Right.
started off like that, and then it grew into gang culture, right? Like grew into what we know as gang culture. Keeping the black niggas out the community, beat them up, chasing them off the block, shit like that.
And then you got other gangs started because they was getting picked on. Like you may have some of the like Mexican gangs, for example, right? Like they have history with Mexican, not only just Mexican
Yeah,
gangs, but
that's the
even
young
even
lords.
even
That's where
even
the young
yeah,
lords came from.
it came from like getting
Chicago.
bullied and stuff like that, and and not only black gangs too in New York. It was getting bullied in the prisons by the Spanish and Rikers Island, according to the narrative, and that's how some of those gangs got started. So I know from people getting bullied. That's why when I was talking about the migrants coming into the country, and let's say if they do get attacked, and what I'm saying, like people in the hood, they could start to form like new gangs from that with the Venezuelans and all of that. So that's
Well,
another variation.
I don't know how true it is when it comes to the West Coast. Y'all have to hit me, but what I always thought was that a lot of the gang culture kind of came from people that was kind of once the Black Panthers died off. Is that true?
Right. Right. I heard that too, Bobby. I heard that too. Like some of the I heard the same thing, Bob. I heard it from somebody from
Yeah,
Chicago too. The same thing.
That's cap though, because a lot of them gangs already in operation while
Right.
the Black Panthers are in operation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
It would be different if they were already in operation. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
if you already got Crips and Bloods in the 60s, that is you know what I'm saying? It's the same time period. So no,
And
you're
a
Right.
right.
And
lot
I
of
said the
them,
same
a
thing.
lot of them was under other names too. Like you had the
And that, yeah,
Smokers
another
and
name,
whatnot.
right.
And what they had
Right.
to deal with, was the spook hunters. You know what I mean?
hmm
So even for us, there was that element of, all right, you're
I,
gonna keep playing with our people, we're gonna click up.
but listen, when you talk about club, all
That's
right,
that
now
internet
this is the
shit,
point where I
man.
was
I get
saying when you
tired of
talk about
fucking
clubs and
school.
clubhouses and shit, right? Those earlier gangs was more akin, like when motherfuckers called themselves the Scorpions and shit, even in Chicago, that was more akin to like biker gang culture. Motherfucker wearing vests and shit and all of that. You dig what I'm saying? With the gang across the back and all of
Have a
that shit.
moniker on the back, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying at some point, once the Black Panthers started to die off, right?
hmm
Now you got this influx of niggas that got a whole nother mind state that's kind of like coming into that culture now that it might have
I'm
already
saying they
existed.
went into it with that though, Bobby. They went
Went into
into
it
it
with
with that
what?
because with already the gang mentality, the gang shit already popping. The white boys fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of them gangs came from in LA is the white boys fucking with them. That's
Right.
where the
Right.
spook hunters actually apply. Like niggas just throw their names around like they was really that. No, they got fucked over. When you start looking into the history, niggas start creating gangs and stepping on the spook hunters. But
Oh no, I'm not
as
disagreeing
black
with that.
people,
That's
Okay, go
that's
ahead.
literally
but
what
I'm
I was
just
saying.
saying, black people, a lot of times though is cap put on that shit instead of saying no, that is where the original gangs were created in LA to fight the white gangs.
Oh no,
Yeah, that was
And
literally my
I did a
point.
Dad,
video
hold on,
about
wait a
that
minute,
shit. So
wait
I
a
know.
minute. Let
That
me
was
let me
literally my
let me
point.
clarify my point real quick. I'm saying
Nah,
at
bro, you
some
put some
point.
cap on that white gang.
No, I ain't
Who?
put
You
no
fuck
cap
with
on it.
them
I
white
No,
said
no,
boys.
all
no.
I
I ain't
said
talking about.
was
No, hold on.
we
Come on,
were
Willie. Don't cut me off
responding
real quick.
to those
You
elements
fuck
like the
with them
spook
white
hunters.
boys,
That's
nigga.
all I
Okay,
You'd
said.
have been
this
a
is what I was
spook hunter,
saying. This is
nigga.
what I was.
See you on
Who
your
you talking about? The
bullshit.
biker gang?
You was a spook.
I don't know about that. But I'm saying, I'm
That
saying
nigga
that
smooth.
Go
He
ahead,
that
bro.
shit
My
smooth.
bad. Go ahead.
okay.
He
But
fucked
no,
That's
I'm
fucked
with
saying
y'all,
up.
at,
boy.
at some point the
That
culture of
nigga
the
was waiting
gang.
for that opportunity.
At
That
some
nigga said,
point the
"You fuck
culture.
with them niggas."
All right, okay. At some point the cultures of the gangs, especially in Chicago, switched from uh niggas with like leather vest on and all of that, more like you say, motherfucking Chicago, they had the gay lords and motherfuckers running around with embroidered shit on and all of that. Like you could go back and look at the history. I'm pretty sure it was like that on the West Coast. And I'm saying once the Black Panthers started to like die off and them niggas started to now go into the gang, you see now the gang start to get more of a structure of like symbols and you know what I'm saying, hierarchy and this and that. Like it become a different, like you kind of see it morph into a different thing if you kind of pay attention to it through history. It go from one thing to another thing. It get real organized within like a within like the period where the Black Panthers start to die off. because them niggas is coming out of college and bringing that like structured fraternity ideology into the
But
game.
when you saying dying off, now give me a time period for Black Panthers dying off. What
I'll
you can
say
start
after Fred. When did Fred Hampton die?
But that is 68, bro. That is
Yeah,
way
right
too
around
early.
60. Yeah, right around 68, early
Hell
70s. It's starting to slow down. Well, I'm only going off what my pops told me because he was there. He said it was still happening, but it wasn't. He said in Chicago, especially after Fred died, it started to slow down after that.
Well, I see, and the only reason I disagree is because I think I know what he means contextually, right? Contextually, by slow down, he's probably talking about in reference to the out front street version of the Black Panthers versus what's going on the streetity streets, where niggas starting to actually become more closer to gang members than,
It was called.
let's say, Black Panthers are part of any movement.
Yeah.
Because keep in
Yeah,
mind, just right quick,
this-
Psycho. Just right quick, and if you rolling now in the Chicago area and whatnot, you rolling into the Rainbow Coalition and the following of that with Jesse Jackson and trying to get the political part of that rolling over in Indiana with the black speeches and whatnot that happened in what 72, 73. So you got to remember that's what they was trying to do in that area. That's probably what your pop's talking about in terms of slowing it down.
Yeah, they started off as the Baby Cribs. Raymond Washington started off as the Baby Cribs. They was walking around with canes and everything else, this, that, and the third. And as time went on, they started robbing and stealing and shit. And they stole a leather jacket out there by, I think it was by a movie theater, if I'm mistaken. They stole a leather jacket, or they was trying to steal a leather jacket, ended up killing somebody in the process of stealing the leather jacket. The news covered the story. And when the news covered the story, they was telling them it was the Cribs that did it and everything else. They walk around with canes and it's that and the third. And
they said it was the Crips.
The new it said Cribs with a B. And then the newspaper heard that and they did the same thing Marley just did and made a misprint in the newspaper and thought because they called themselves Crips and that's why they had the canes. And that actually ain't why they had the canes, but because of a misprint in the paper, they became known as the Crips. And they kind of just embraced it, and that's how the Crips name came about.
So the whole community, the acronym, they created the acronym then after the name was mistaken. Okay,
Yeah, that
makes
came
sense.
after the boy Ricos and shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now the story Raymond Washington says, Raymond Washington did say he was trying to model the Panthers at first. And that's what Bobby's probably talking about. He said at first that's what they additionally started to try to do, but as time went on, it morphed into something else.
Well, you couldn't control the street part of it.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying.
The initial leadership didn't want drug dealing and all of that shit. And none of these air quote gangs, they wasn't really supposed to be what we came to know as gangs. It's not how it was supposed to end up.
Oh. Hello?
Yeah.
Get control.
Oh, my bad.
You know that.
Well, I'm just speaking on how the fraternity culture may have got into the gangs because a lot of them Black Panthers is coming out of college during the time.
Yeah, and the fact that they had canes and everything else, this, that, and third, that's totally fraternity shit. That's the stepping shit. Them stepping motherfuckers be having them canes and all that shit. And
that's what I'm saying because a lot of that, right? Because a lot of them Black Panthers and stuff, they coming out of college, and I'm not talking about just like I'm just talking about members. Period. Like people. Period. During that time is coming out of that. That's with that ideology. This coming is starting on college campuses. It started.
But what are they doing with these canes? You said they dancing with the cane.
Yeah, them Greek
they crip walking.
You ain't know that?
I'm talking about the fraternities with the cane. Well, the Crips, they had canes. It was just a part. They shit or whatever. They just walked around with canes.
Like, I've seen a few like goofy ass niggas jumping over each other and doing all type of performance type shit. But I'd be lying if I said I paid shit of a lot of attention.
Oh yeah, I can
That
show you a
shit
whole
look
bunch of
corny
them
to me.
stepping ass motherfuckers with canes and all that shit. Doing the canes are part of the routine as a prop.
Yeah, I'd be
Like
lying
they
if I said
literally got the same hand symbols, Taz. You never seen that?
bro. I ain't never studied them niggas, bro. I ain't never studied the
Oh wow, that's
fraternity.
what I thought you knew that it was a like a.
No.
Let me pull some shit up for you real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, I ain't never studied the fraternities.
Well, I thought you was
Even
into
when
that.
I
I thought
see
you was into
things,
shit like that. Oh no, no. Matter of fact, nah. You know that's not your
hell
style.
no.
You're not into that secret society shit and all of that.
Not
You just
black
in the
people anyway. It wouldn't be black
oh,
people's secret society that I would be
oh.
studying. Now I've studied some white secret societies, but I don't give a fuck about no bitch ass niggas stepping around and hey, hey, that shit look corny as fuck, my nigga. Step into Congress and get some shit done. You goofy ass nigga. You talented 10th motherfucker. No, yeah, I don't like, bro.
He
I
said, "Step into
don't want
Congress
You
and
said
get some
you
shit
said you
done."
said you said talented 10. W.E.B. Du Bois.
yeah, I
That
don't
nigga
support
Cypress
all
told me
that,
that
but
shit.
that shit divisive as fuck, bro.
The
I feel like
W.E.B.
that
Du
shit was
Bois.
used as a
Mm.
divider. It definitely wasn't used to bring black people together. So, like I seen what spawned out of 1910s and 1920s. And I wasn't interested in them fucking fraternities, bro. Like I support the NAACP more than I support them fucking fraternities. That shit took black people somewhere else.
Yeah, you late, Truth. I beat you to it. I already talked about the captains and the canes and how it started at a white university, and that's one of the reasons why they formed, because they was getting bullied out there by white frats.
And I didn't even know that. That sounded like the manosphere. Just saying. Everybody always getting bullied by some fucking white boys, and then we gonna go start our own shit.
Stupid.
And white boys bullying y'all, and y'all can't start get your own conversations popping within they shit. So now you ready to go start your own shit. So goof ass down somewhere. Should have did that shit from the first place.
That's crazy, B.
Yeah, I disagree, Kurt. I think it's called controlled opposition. I think people smoke with the black boule is legitimate. I'm just not one of them that, carries a lot of smoke for it. But I think niggas got legitimate arguments for the lack of output. Like it's easy for people to get on here and say, well, what the rappers doing for the community? But you don't really hear that pushback coming for, the alleged top class of the community, if you will. Because even that conversation they was having, they, tried to pat themselves on the back and whatnot. But all of their solutions are government oriented. They're not required to come back into the community and do shit other than analyze it from the outside.
Right. Huh?
Yeah.
You got to connect shit that's separate. Which part is separate? Are you saying that rats couldn't inspire gang culture? Is that what you saying, Buddha?
He said rats.
Nah, I said frats,
Oh.
fraternities. Because I totally think we on to something with the whole inspiration as far as like certain things that they do within gang culture. You can see straight connections there to frats.
Right, right. That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't know how you can ignore the direct correlations.
People just want things to be so separate. Like Nah, there's correlations there, man. Like it's totally reasonable to believe that they drew from things they saw niggas in college and shit like that doing and everything. They want to be a part of a frat, but they ain't never going to be in a college to ever be a part of a frat, so they create their own.
And that don't mean it have to be by design or purposeful. I think some of that shit is natural.
Yeah.
And then when you
Yeah,
create
it is.
now,
It is. It
now you
is. It
see
is. It's
other
even
motherfuckers doing some shit like, ooh, they got a handshake. Damn, we need to make us a
right.
handshake. You know what I'm saying? I think
Right,
some
and
of that
then
shit
too,
is
you
natural.
can't. Right, and then you can't forget too. It does go back. I think to add on to what you recorded just now said, Taz, which I agree with. Like in terms of when you look at tribes and how tribes started to separate and create brother tribes, and once it's the same people and they all look alike, now they got to create scars on their body to distinguish each other, or they're gonna create their own language so they can communicate.
But their fraternity ain't going to be centered around the same things that a college fraternity is centered around. But again, that don't mean they ain't draw inspiration.
Right. So yeah. I heard what I was saying, right?
No.
Oh, nah, I was. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I left my phone. My bad. Now I was
You was
saying
in the
that how.
Matrix when you were trying to
Yeah,
talk.
nah, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I was saying that how. Yeah, like the way how tribes started is like different tribes with brother tribes, and especially if it's the same group of people, and we separate from that tribe, you'll see that you'll put like scars on your body or create a separate language from the other tribe, especially if because y'all look alike too, right? So now you want to be able to distinguish from each other. So they're gonna create that language, especially when it comes time for war, because you don't want the enemy to know what type of language you speak to understand, your tactics and those things. You can see that too when you look at the separation of the GDs and the BDs when they was together at one time, and they had to create their own, like the BDs had to create their own particular distant language or whatever the case is. So saying they don't know who's who. So to add on to what Paz says, I definitely agree with that point outside of the fraternity shit. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't just the gangs that drew from the
Mm-hmm.
fraternities either.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a lot of motherfuckers drew from these fraternities and everything else. Um, and the fraternities, like they fraternities drew from secret societies, right? Like this shit goes deep, right? Like it actually stems from secret societies, the Illuminati and all that shit and everything else and shit like that. Like they was trying, like they outlawed secret societies out in like France and all that shit. And this is when you started seeing the rise of fraternities uh, in colleges and shit like that, places of higher learning. This is where fraternities actually got their start.
Low
Yeah.
level masonry.
Well, Masonry is a secret society, yeah. Mm-hmm. Freemasons.
What's going on, bro? Chilling? I'm good.
Yeah, I've seen some of their handshakes, Psycho. It is low level masonry. When you look at just having that unique handshake where you might dap up and then, do a specific type of ritualistic handshake. I knew a couple of Masons. One was in my martial arts organization, and then my peoples was one of his homies in the streets was a Mason. And I saw him see another Mason one day at his dispensary, and they did like a specific handshake.
I never knew what Masons was for a long time. I always just hear about them. And I never understood Masonry. I was like, what the fuck is that? You always hear somebody say some shit like that. My uncle's a Mason. My cousin's a Mason or some shit. And they used to
Right,
say
Yeah.
that shit like that
33rd
shit.
degree. And
They used to say that
Yeah.
shit like that
It's
shit. They used to
like
say that shit
like
like that shit was a trump card. And I was like, what
yeah,
the
like
fuck?
it's a chunk
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a
Yeah.
Mason?
Yeah. Fuck is amazing, nigga. Hell, nigga. Nah. But yeah, definitely in terms of perks and stuff like that, you see it in the hood too with gangs and saying they don't want nobody in their business, just like secret society, but they own, saying stuff like hold on to whether it's crimes that they committed, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could definitely see it being a secret society or, which I was saying.
You talk about masonry?
Yeah, just secret societies in general, like gangs,
Oh, you talking
gangs being
gangs? Oh,
secret.
yeah.
Yeah, gangs and shit like that.
I'm
It
Yeah.
saying
is
gangs
you
are the bastard
establishing.
child. I'm saying gangs are the bastard child of these secret societies.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Most High got his foot on his neck. Yanked him right the fuck off.
You said what?
I said the Most High got
Yahweh
his
did
foot on
Madon
his neck.
dirty. Yahweh did Madon dirty right now.
The Negro spooked out.
This is the
Ain't nothing
Negroes
spooky
League.
about secret societies. That's real. Now, you can get into some spooky shit. Now, people do get spooky
Talking
when
about
talking about secret societies. You know, you start talking about
they
the
do.
Illuminati, motherfuckers' heads gonna be turning. You talk
Mm-hmm.
about bones and skull and bones, people gonna be like, hold up now, what the fuck we?
Mm-hmm. Then you got other secret societies in the Middle East, like the Brotherhood. Then you got the ones like the Jason Society, the Jason Group, and the Jesuits, and you know
We're
what I'm
gonna end up
saying.
talking. We're gonna end up talking about
Yeah,
reptilians when it's all said and done.
yeah, it's all said and done, right. There's all
Giants in
types
the
of.
secret laboratory, and
Yeah.
the Euphrates is drying up, and you can hear the chains in the voice. I'm telling you, you gonna
Ah, this
ultimately end
nigga
up
here.
talking
No,
about
but I'm saying this. Secret
reptiles.
societies exist, but the things that they doing is what's up for debate. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't no debate that these organizations exist though.
Right, they do.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Skull and
yeah,
Bones
yeah.
exist. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
It's,
saying?
it's,
Like the
it's
shit
what are
that
they
the
secretly
people that people
practicing?
make up about them, or it could be true or not true, but it ain't no coincidence that these groups like kind of deal with each other in secrecy, and they're very powerful. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's
That's
just
not
what
a
you got to deal with,
coincidence.
right?
Yeah, right.
I,
That's just the nature. That's just the nature of the situation. The successful people who's coming up, or they see something in
Right.
that individual, they were like, "Yo, you want to get down with us?" So you know what I'm saying? You want to da. You could be an asset. Like they could go to a particular university, and he got a certain GPA, and they see him, and they notice, and it's like, "Yo, we're gonna send you this. We're gonna send you a letter. Boom, da. You want to join?" So you'll make a good fit. That's how in college too you get caught in the honor society, right? It's an honor society in college, right? When you graduate with a certain GPA, you get down with the honor society, and they got the same thing with the Greek symbols and shit like that, and they tell you, oh, you got these perks. If you want, you could come to us. We help you. You know what I'm saying? And networking and shit like that. Hell yeah. Even the military, even the same thing with the military, same thing. You know what I'm saying?
that
Same
was
exact
just
thing. When hold on, when veterans go to court, they go to a specific court. They go to veterans court. They don't go to regular court. And in that court, the judge 9 out of 10 times is a veteran. The people in the court dealing with the case most of the time is veterans.
Now, if
You
you
know what I'm
really want
saying?
to be real and get into some spooky shit, all gangs and secret societies and all of that, they symbols and all of that is dealing with what people will refer to as the occult or devil worship or off-brand shit. But
right,
it boiled
right,
down to that for real.
right.
Right.
Word.
Whether you
I see.
whether you
To Bobby's
believe in
point,
that shit or not, but that's
Right.
that's what it's coming from.
to
But some of
Bobby's
that stuff
point,
is not
right?
true because
To Bobby's point,
in order for you to be a
one
Mason,
second.
you
Oh,
gotta you
I
gotta
gotta
believe
hold
in
on.
God. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry, my
one
bad.
second. To Bobby's point, though, right, Marley? I'll be really quick with.
Yeah.
To Bobby's point, I think I'm gonna agree with Bobby because I saw a documentary of this white guy that used to do Satanism. He used to practice as a witch, and then he eventually got promoted to like a warlock and a wizard. But he was just talking about the intricacies of masonry and Satan worship, and he said it all boils down to Satan worship. To the point that Bobby made.
Yeah,
So,
that's where
like,
all the religions come from. Yeah,
Who's that?
that's
Woke?
why they got similarities to
Who's that?
Satanism.
Woke?
I don't know
Right.
if you can say that's where
Yeah,
all
that's
religion
yeah.
comes from, but you can
But
say
too,
some
but
Every
religions do
single
come from.
religion come from them niggas.
How can you
but
say
but
Created that
every
shit.
single
but
religion comes
hold
from
on,
them
wait,
when there are
See,
religious
you using the
practices
same
that are
symbols.
different than the
I'm saying
Abrahamic
wait.
or the
because
ones that you've
wait,
been
because
exposed to?
it's
You
the
Hold
can't
on.
make
same.
that
Hold,
It's
statement.
the same
hold on. I
symbols
know.
and
Wait. I
figures.
know.
That's
Hold on.
all.
I know to become a Mason, though, in order for you to become a Mason, you have to believe in God. I
And
know
one of
that.
them, right?
Yeah, you
But to
have to
say,
Exactly.
believe in God. But
but
hold
to
on.
say that they are
But
responsible
hold
for
on.
every
Right.
religion
Yeah,
is impossible. You can't say that.
That's why I disagree with you on that point. Well, but they do. In order for you to be a Mason, you have to believe in God. So
Wait,
when
wait,
people
wait,
So
wait,
start
how
wait,
you
saying
wait,
like,
disagree
wait,
with
wait,
me on
wait,
that
wait.
point?
Marley.
huh?
Yo,
Listen to what I'm
Psycho, did you
saying.
really say Illuminati,
These
bro?
niggas
I
See
make
what
know,
you
their own
started?
Bible.
I know
Yeah,
some niggas that
yeah.
got deep
See
into
what
that
you started,
masonry
right?
shit. Right?
Yeah,
No, come
yeah,
on, here
yeah.
we go with you.
Bobby
I'm
You
saying,
always
niggas
knows some
devil
niggas,
worshiping
man. This nigga
and
knows Santa Claus.
okay. I'm saying anybody that knows somebody that was in the military, they was into that Albert Pike shit and all of that. Like people that go years and years into the military, those usually the people that, you know what I mean, is like deep off into masonry and
Albert
shit
Pike.
like that.
That's
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
so
a lot of
Hell yeah.
military
I'm talking
people in
about
the
black.
yeah,
I'm talking about black dudes too.
black
Yeah,
people,
I'm
yeah,
talking about
black
black
people, yeah,
people,
yeah,
bro. I'm not
yeah,
bullshitting.
yeah.
There's
My
Albert Pike,
always
mentor,
shit.
my
Yeah.
mentor in the
They
military,
pulling the rug out.
she was an Eastern Star.
Eastern
She was a
Star, it's a
Mason.
bunch of Eastern
Yeah,
yo,
Stars in
so how do
so
Chicago.
y'all
I'm talking
how
about
do
that.
No,
y'all
most black
explain?
people are Prince Homies.
Yeah, okay, so let's
who
get to
who
that. Let's get to
right.
who
that.
is that? Madonna? That's
Prince
How do
Madonna
you
Hall.
now.
Ain't Prince
explain that
Hall with
all these
Albert Pike,
people are
nigga?
either Prince Hall
Hell
or
no.
um
They
yo, so
are
how do you
same sign,
explain that
same
all these
symbol.
people are Prince
Truth
Hall
trying
What
to
up,
or
teach us
y'all?
Yeah.
something. Truth is
One at a
trying to
time.
teach us
One
no,
one
I'm
something.
one
trying
at
to
a
ask
time.
a
One at a
question.
time.
My fault, Prince. I mean, True.
Yo,
Prince.
you an
that nigga
asshole.
Hey,
Prince.
that wasn't no mistake, Bobby. That was right on.
Yo, so I mean,
Yeah,
we can bring
good
this
shit,
up.
Bobby.
So they have been an integral part of our history for how long? 300 years. So
Who's
at
that?
what
The secret
point?
societies? Who
Yeah,
you talking about?
Mason.
I
secret
don't know.
society.
Is it long? Isn't
Right.
it longer than
No,
that? Truth?
no, I'm talking about in America. I was gonna
Oh, in
ask
America.
Psycho.
Oh, okay.
One of the things I was gonna ask Psycho is, did we have secret societies prior to the white man coming?
That's a trick question.
No, it's
Uh,
not.
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm
Then
gonna say
how do you explain Poro and Sandy for starters?
Man, here we go. Here we fucking go.
go ahead, break it
What I
down.
do, Taz? I'm just asking questions, man. God,
You went way back pre
no, I
1776 on some bullshit.
Right.
Here
wait.
we
Hold
go.
on,
Go
hold
ahead,
on.
man.
Wait, okay,
Lay
so I
it out,
went way
bro.
back. I went way back because the statement was we had secret societies before the white man came. Before the white man is before 1776. I'm trying to show that
Yeah.
placement in history, secret
Oh,
societies,
you
even
talking about
among.
before 1776? I would agree.
No, I'm talking about before the white man came. Did we have secret societies in the jungle?
The white man came.
In
What
the
date was
jungle.
that?
That's what I thought you meant. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
The
right.
fuck,
White
Break
man.
that
the
down.
fuck date was that?
You said the
But
jungle,
hold
right?
on.
Y'all ain't hearing this shit.
Hold
Hold
on.
on.
I will
So you're
like.
not talking about North Africa. You have to pull North
I'm
We
Africa out
came
of
to
talking
that.
the
about.
earth.
Well, let me clarify.
Nah, when
Like,
they
I'm
came
talking.
to America, we was here. Oh, my
We was
bad.
already. We was always here.
Can I finish? Yo, Taz, you
About to have a
no,
whole nother
Psycho, you're not
conversation.
gonna talk about no light skinned niggas. I'm talking about in the jungle where they plucked you from. Was there secret societies there?
No, I'm gonna say no.
Okay, once
I'm
again,
gonna
so
say
what
yeah.
are Poro and Sandy? Poro and Sande. Those are just two. Secret societies served a role in a lot of societies prior to some masonry and all that other stuff, right? So did the craft guilds that we have. They that we didn't wait for the European. The West Africans had craft guilds. That's how we built those things, like those mosques and all those other stuff. That's why you have burial societies. That's why you have all those things. That's largely part what the masking tradition is. Those are those secret societies who have different functions within the society itself.
I know you came up here to give
Yeah, that's why you had councils
the black people
ancient
credit
time.
just like you did with the kung fu shit. But that wasn't what my point was. My
I
my
wasn't
point
talking
is
to you. My
always
point
that
was
black
to
and white
Psycho.
niggas has
I was
always
asking him.
been working together on that shit, regardless
Right.
of
So
who you
my
want to say
point is
started it.
not that. My point is we were doing that prior to white folks. That's why I said prior to the white folks, and that's what I was
Now,
talking
what
about.
was these secret societies doing?
Right.
They have functions in society, everything from burial societies to societies that take you to different. We had ours in age groups. So when you have those manhood societies where you might have heard the stories, they take you off into the woods and you do certain things, what have you. Those are led by people. So you understand your function and your role within the village, the certain
So you
tasks
call me?
that
So
men
you call
do.
it?
We call a
So you
council
call
of
it
the
like a
elders.
refuge? You call it like a
What?
refuge or something like
That's
that? Like
No,
crazy.
they are
like
Wow.
Lead you in
they
the
are
wood.
secret societies. That's exactly what they are. They're fraternal orders and secret societies. Yeah.
so the
You just
motherfuckers
go ahead.
that took a little
Crazy.
boy to
Mm-hmm.
make him do certain tests for the pass they for their manhood or whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
to see that they a man. That you're saying that's a secret society? You calling
They
Right
that?
to
all
pass.
are. They are led by. They're
Yeah,
led by certain
like bar
people.
mitzvahs. Like bar mitzvahs.
No, it's not like bar mitzvahs. All
It's
of
like
they
a
do.
council of the
It
elders,
doesn't
bro.
make sense because what's the secret about it if you're teaching
What?
every boy the
You're not
same
letting
thing?
me explain anything. Of course, it doesn't make sense because I haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
So the
So
point is,
far.
you're going through all those
Get out of here.
rituals.
Go ahead, Truth. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is you're going through all of those rituals and those processes, being led and taught your function and your role within the society. That's what those boys and showing your position, what you into in the world that you live in. And everybody is not privy to that information because the younger youth are not privy to it, nor are the women. That when you're in that particular age range to come into this, and then it's broken down a specific task after that, which is generally the skill or trade of your father. And then you go on to learn those things, but that's not a universal thing. Those are trades and skills that are kept within the family. Why? So you can keep
I'm
the
gonna let you
money.
have that, Truth. I'm gonna let you have that because that's how the Masons started.
Yeah, that's a hell of a
Right.
technicality,
But
Truth.
no, it's not. Okay. So what what you're doing, and I tried to show this before, you're isolating masonry without understanding the Middle Ages. That's the
I'm saying that,
But
but
hold on.
that's how Masonry started, though. Like
Yeah,
same
but
thing you
what
talk
I'm
about.
telling you is you have to put it in the picture of what's happening in the Middle Ages. You have craft guilds. Masons
Right,
are just one of,
right,
in London alone,
Oh
99
shit.
craft guilds.
right, and
Right.
it was about skills, right? It was about you just explained that with the Africans.
Right. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is we're gonna now look at historically and why it's gonna come up is gonna come out of Europe going through the Black Death and all that. So you got the rows of Europeans dying. They're trying to rebuild Europe. So the skills that are held among certain people have to be passed down to people. So we have to find ways to do it. So we look to the builders because in the Middle Ages, craft guilds are coming up. This is where you get barbers from, like I put in the chat. This is where you get surgeons, doctors, all the trades, chefs, sheep herders, silversmiths. All those things are craft guilds. They have
Right.
certain things that they keep amongst themselves. This is what
Right.
made it unique to you. So, does a barber just come and teach you how he cuts hair? Does a chef teach you how they
I
cook?
got you.
Those are
That's
trade
why I said I was
secrets.
gonna
None
give
of
you that.
this is
That's why I said I was
beneficial
gonna
to
give
the
you that because, like
understanding
I
of
said,
what
that's how the
Masonry
Masons
does
started.
today.
So what
Yeah,
you will
with the
see,
craft of Amun Ra.
with masonry is you will see that it's one of those guilds. That the question is, so why does masonry become important? Masonry becomes important because they were the church builders. So
Right.
now when they want to start, this is when your school system is not into play yet. So when they're starting to develop where you have some type of, for lack of a better expression, universal education through the Catholic system, right? In your modern school, you start to bring in the liberal arts. And so you're taking the tools of the craft workers and giving them esoteric meanings. So let's look at the tools of the Freemasons. What is the tool of a master mason?
Compass.
And
Plum.
And the hammer. And it's in the what is it called? Not the hammer, the
Chisel and
fucking the
the
chisel.
tool
The
of a
chisel.
master mason, first of all, is a trowel.
Trowel, right. That's what I was trying to say. A trowel, right.
So
Yeah,
why is it a
exactly.
trowel? Because they're the builders. So what's
Yeah,
on
the
top
builders.
of what? So the medieval ceremonies we've all been through part of it, right? Because this goes back to something else. But let's just leave it at the middle. When you graduate, what is your hat?
was that
Your
lead?
hat is a mortar board. What is used with the trowel? A mortar board.
They not telling you exactly.
Those were the builders. What was the secret? Masons don't even know. What's the secret of Masons?
What you say?
What was the secret of these?
Was the what of the Masons?
All of these crafters, like you said, got these secrets. Okay, so what's the big secret about the Freemasons?
Yeah,
Oh,
that God is the devil.
The secret
The
about
God
the
in every religion is really the devil.
how to craft bricks.
Aha, close. It was how to make that particular step that goes in between the bricks to make these
The
big
cornerstone,
structures,
the
like
mortar.
not just the cornerstone, to make these big structures like churches and buildings stand up and be erect. The secret is in the mortar that you're using. So what you don't want to do is pass that secret on to everybody else, so they know how you build
Right.
those
So they
things.
had to come to
Those,
you. Had to come to
I
you.
used the Freemason. I used the barber. Does the chef show you their secrets? No. So all of these trades which come out of craft guilds have these secrets, just like businesses will not let you in. You can't just walk up in IBM and say, I'm going to go into this meeting. Why? Because they have what? Trade secrets that you are not privy to. You just can't walk in. They have what you might label secret meetings, but they're not.
Yeah, the stone that the
Let me ask
builders
you a question.
refused.
When did it go beyond that? Because obviously,
Okay,
people
good,
that
great.
are
There we
Masons
go.
now are
So
not
so we
brick
get,
layers.
okay, so we get somewhere when it goes beyond with London and all that stuff in
National
the Middle
Geographic
Ages. So now
Understanding.
you're coming now early. And you have it now still wrestling among some elites, right? So when Britain has it, Britain is somewhere between the elite amongst the lowlies, for lack of a better word, because Freemasonry, as you know about ugly, what is it? The Universal Grand Lodge of England. It started in a place called a Gridiron, Goose and Gridiron bar. You can look it up. All these things are started in bars, right? And so these amongst these local politicians, local this, that, and the third, and businessmen, and blah blah blah, trying to have their stuff to rally up stuff because now they're going against who? Royalty and all these other stuff. This is the type of fight and struggle that comes at. So it starts to lean toward more of this layman, for lack of a better word. What is it? It's operative masonry, not speculative masonry, right? So you're not the actual church builders no more. You're this people who are using these tools esoterically and bringing on ritual into this, right? Freemasons then incorporate the rituals of, look, let's watch this, of the trades. So what are the trades? I've asked this before. A lot of y'all guys on here gonna automatically relate. So can you just go on a site and start doing electricity? Anyone? Seriously.
you
No,
gotta
you
have a
can't, right?
license.
So wait, hold on. So what do you come in? What is your role called? You are what?
An apprentice.
Thank
So
you. So
and
what
you
is
go
the
to
role?
journeyman.
Okay, so what is the role called?
So
Hold
there's
on. What is
different
the first
levels.
role called in Freemasonry, Marley?
I think it have 3 levels. It's the beginning and it's in
Hold
the
on.
middle one.
Let's go
I know what you're saying.
slow.
Yeah,
You're
it's
going
the I know what you're
fast and
saying.
trying to jump
So
around. It's
my bad.
called an
I'm sorry.
entered apprentice. That's
Enter
all.
apprentice, and then it's the journeyman, and then
Right. So
after that
hold
it's the
on.
master. It's the
Right,
master
but before
mason. I
that, the
got
point
this,
I
bro.
wanted to go
I got
slow
this on
is to
Snatch.
show the relation to trades today, even so people understand. That's the only reason I'm trying to go slow. So you come in, you might be waving a flag around. You're not even doing nothing. You're an apprentice, stand on the street directing traffic. Right, so you're standing at the door, as they say, or whatever, and then you become what? Your next role when you want to become an electrician. Can you now, after a few years, go and do your own thing? No, you become a journeyman. So what is role which allows you to what? Journey to other sites to do that particular task, but you cannot lead it yet, right? So
I
then
hope this brings us to why the first president got a Masonic memorial when he was the first president. I hope we get there finally. It's just like
what is it?
long National Geographic rendition of the Freemasons. But go ahead.
That's what like this. Never mind. Wait.
So
you had that, you did your electricity or plumber or whatever it is, and now you a journeyman, but you can't go and do that plumbing or that electricity on your own. No, you can't. So now you can. The next step after apprentice journeyman is a what? is
It's
a
a master.
master.
It's
So
a
then
master. Where you get the
everybody tells
master
you, you
mason
come
from?
on to the YouTube amongst your friends. Now, you crazy. I'm an electrician. I'm a master electrician. I'm a master
Right.
plumber, right? And we
Right.
tout that. Why? Because you went through that process. That's the same
Right.
thing. So what did you learn? You learned the tricks of the trade and the
Mhm.
skills. You learned how to
Understood.
use the tools associated with that particular craft. Psycho, what they did is they then put this esoteric meaning on things. So it's not just a trowel, it's not just a mortar bar, it's not just a square or a compass. It has these esoteric type of meanings to it. That's what they did. And they tried to connect it with the 7 liberal arts, and that's where you start to get foundations of schooling coming in.
So basically they spooked it out.
Yeah, they spooked it out. Yeah,
It's
they
just
did.
a
Yeah,
trade. They could have chosen, like I'm saying, they could have chosen the surgeons or the goldsmiths, and you be talking about how the goldsmith is the secret one and all
just
that.
like
Look it
in
up.
the Middle East, in the Middle East, they got a secret society called the Brotherhood. The Arabs, they got their
So you
own
know
secret
what
society.
were assassins? Assassins were the
assassins.
who smoked hashish. They were a secret society. That's where you get assassins from.
Psycho, have you ever watched CNN? A lot of times you
Hold
ever
on,
hear them talk
Marley.
about.
See,
Have
this
you ever
is
heard them talk about?
they
Hold on, have you
called
ever heard them talk
thuggies.
about the Brotherhood? Have you ever heard them mention the Brotherhood on CNN? Psycho, like they'll say the Brotherhood.
I always hear about the brotherhood when it's reference to victory.
Yeah.
Top of my head. Not that I can
Psycho, look it up.
Yeah, you
They're
talking
called
about
thuggies. That's where you get the word thug from. It comes from no secret society of Indians. They're called thuggies, and this is what, like I'm saying, this is where we get assassin from, because they smoked hashish first, called hashish before they went and ritually killed people. That's where we get assassin and thug from. These type of secret societies over in India and Asia. There are secret societies all around the planet since
around the planet, right? Yeah, it's not. It's different ones. There's different ones all over in different countries. You know what I'm saying? They got them.
Yeah,
they got
the Freemasonry and everyone.
Right. So listen. So then you become here's how it relates to the school.
About these different
Here you go.
ones.
So now you become a master. How do you become a master? You have to present something new to the craft. Right? This is the same way you become a PhD. Used to be
right. I was just about to say that. You got to bring something new, right? I was just about to. You took that shit. Right? Pause. You took it right out my mouth. Pause.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Tell me this next thing. What is that thing called?
Where's what thing called? Go say it back over again.
What do you have to do to become a master?
It's called, okay, I see what you said. You have to have a dissertation and all of that. Dissertation, have something new.
Okay, I'll make it even simpler. It's called a masterpiece. That's where masterpiece comes from. It's the piece that you present and crafted from whatever that particular craft that you presented to the other masters, so you can validate you being a master and how you brought something new to that particular craft. That's why things are called a masterpiece. And this is how people then go on to get their master's degree.
Right. Because remember, before PhDs came into existence, master's degrees was the highest form of education. They used to call it the magistrate. Right, yeah. So there wasn't no PhD. There wasn't no PhD back then. There wasn't no PhD back in the days.
You were a master of a particular, that's what we still have it today. You're a master of this, that. So like I say, so you can look up one of his, it makes it even crazier. So I know you want to say something, Don. Let me just say this real quick. So 2 crafts were combined at one time. Here's the example, Psycho. Look up barber surgeon. Barbers and surgeons were once the same craft because why? They were masters of the blade. So the same person who cut your hair was the same person doing surgery. They were called barber surgeons. It's not until later that those 2 particular crafts split, where you have something called a barber and something called a surgeon. Look it up. They're called barber surgeons. That's why when you look outside of the barber shop, those colors have significance of the red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
It has nothing to do with Illuminati.
Right.
Blood veins and band-aids.
That's why the Nation of Islam say Master Farad Muhammad, because he mastered.
Actually, that's why the Nation dressed like that.
I haven't seen a barbershop
sign from Shriners and Masons. That's why
I haven't seen a barbershop sign since the 80s.
No, I was talking.
No, they still got them. They still got that all over. Cycle. I always see that.
Albert Pike part of this.
No, okay, we
We
can
gonna
get to that
skip
part.
past
That's
where we
fair.
started.
Yeah, let's
That
do it.
shit.
Let's do it. So now
Albert
you
Pike
have
was just
now
he
you
was a
have
tether.
okay, so now you have something that comes in, and that's not over in England. That's good old and you Bama slave niggas, Taz. That was founded in South
Oh, that's
Carolina.
crazy.
The
That's
Scottish Rite
crazy.
was founded in South Carolina, not nowhere in good old white people land, my brother. That's founded here by them devilish crackers you call presidents. Okay? So now, no, but seriously, that's not founded in Scotland. That shit founded in
It
South
don't work. I'm
Carolina.
just waiting for him to lead into these black boule. Just seeing how long he's gonna stall it out.
All the way off. We ain't even wait. Hold on. Since you went, all right, hold on. Let me jump ahead. Then let's bring Prince all right into this shit. That nigga was the first nigga to say we need to take our ass back to Africa. Okay, I know you ain't the RBG nigga, but the rest of you niggas, I dare you to say.
You went backwards. You went backwards.
No,
Let's
I didn't. I went to
He was the first nigga to go to them crackers and ask for permission.
Right
What you
around
talking
Albert,
about?
Adam
Nigga
Weishaupt,
lie.
Illuminati. Yeah.
But see, Albert Pike is after him though.
I know, bro. I'm just saying that we could go up there. I was just trying to, lay that foundation back there. Since you want to take me up to Albert Pike in the Civil War, because you want to bring up all them nutty ass Gnostics books. That yes. Then you got to speak of who was it? Was Mac? I'm so psycho. Was Mackey before that? Mackey was because you got something that's going on upstate New York with the Masonic. They have a Masonic party, and then they have an anti-Masonic party, and this is why the Mormons use the Masonic symbols because they're upstate New York, but they start going west, and then anti-Masonry starts to come into play, like they trying to take over local governments up in New England and then on the East Coast. That's where a lot of anti-Masonry sentiment starts to start. Now, Albert Pike comes in because he's not the one that starts Masonry, has anything. There are different branches, and at the time you could be a part of many different Freemasonries, which you couldn't do now. So you could be you could be a part of Ugly. There was something called Cerneau, Cerneau, where he was like a French dude, because all these people were saying that they were getting all these rights from all Europe to do all this grand poobah shit. Anyway, Albert Pike around the Civil War wants to coalesce all of this shit together, and he starts to get on some Gnostic mysticism, spooky dookie shit that you can find all on archive.org. You can go and find it because the occult stuff starts coming up. Taz, let me sprinkle some more Paul shit on here. That comes from a black man called B.B. Randolph, the first king of cannabis, a black man. That's who they got it from, because that's who Blavatsky starts to get it from. This shit is crazy, my brother. Okay.
So I mean, the black man was on that weird shit.
Yeah, a black man.
Philip Randolph?
Randolph. Look him up. Paschal Beverly Randolph, the first.
Nah, a lot of this stuff, a lot of what you
destroyed.
Brother Dawood used to talk about him a lot.
Masonry has destroyed
a lot of
black communities. Whole black community.
Yeah, a lot of what Truth is saying is actually accurate, because I was interested in secret society.
I'm telling you something. I'm telling you something else accurate. Masonry has destroyed whole black communities.
There we go. Psycho. You just want to start shit, and Taz is like, yeah. What do you mean?
I mean because we not talking.
I'll say I can tell you whatchamacallit, out in Florida, Rosewood got torn down because of masonry.
Why?
Because that cracker that sat up there and beat the fuck out of that Becky and everything else ran to the next motherfucking town, found a black mason, and they bonded under some masonry. They bonded under some brotherhood masonry shit, and they got his ass out of town. And after they got him out of town, he was gone. They couldn't find him, and they said something. And that Becky lied, said some nigga did it, and next thing you know, they tore up the whole fucking town. But that cracker would never got out of town if it wasn't for this.
It wasn't for the nigga, the priest,
bullshit.
So you're saying
you gonna bring one for the whole?
Hey, Psycho, I always say that's the only part of that movie people should pay attention to. After that part, you can turn it off.
Hold on. Not only just that part woke, not just that part woke. When the white bitch lied and she said that how the nigga raped her and shit like that, and she could have just been. She was, you know what I'm saying. She even want to say she was a hoe, like, you know what I'm saying.
Y'all moving the goalpost.
Got all the kids killed and shit like that. I ain't like that part. She got a whole bunch of kids killed because she didn't want to say she was a hoe.
They show that lodge in the opening credits. They show that Prince Hall lodge in the opening credits.
I can't. I can't hear you. What you said?
Were the Masons responsible for the people getting killed too?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cap.
Okay. So
I
That's
said
cap.
masonry is what got that cracker to get out of town, because that cracker would never got out of town. The town wouldn't have got torn the fuck up, but because
So the
niggas,
Masons responsible for a black town getting killed.
yes.
Yes.
This is amazing.
The black
not
Masons and the
necessarily.
white ones.
No,
They was the
wait,
ones. They
hold on.
That's a reach.
Hold on,
That's a stretch. Can't reach.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because
don't
hold on,
stand on
Let me
it.
tell you why. Because those hold on, those black folks, right? Who did give him that pass? They didn't know what he did. They didn't know what he did. Not like they knew.
Meanwhile, you're doing this off of a movie reference.
They knew something was wrong.
Right.
And they
any accurate source regarding this.
Wait, hold on. So hold on, wait. Before y'all continue, let me just get a better understanding from them, because it was a long time ago, right? So if I could vaguely remember from the movie, wait, True. But what I can remember from the movie, not in the movie, when he ran up to them, there was two black dudes, and he was like, "Yo, da." It was like that way. Then later on, those same right. Yeah, did those same black dudes, did they like know after, like in the town, like was the word around the town? Because I forgot the movie like that. But
you gonna use the movie to establish the fact.
They didn't know what happened, but they knew that this motherfucker was ancient.
Do you have the
primary sources to know
that happened?
And they got his ass out. They snuck his ass out of town because he was a Mason.
Right. You can't use a movie to establish a fact, bro.
To validate that, or was it just a part of
the other black dude wasn't amazing? He was telling the black dude he was done.
What year was the movie set in? What year was it set in?
It's supposed to be Rosewood.
Oh, in Rosewood? Oh, yeah, 1923. Yeah, that's most likely. Yeah, I mean, that's years and years after 1874, where we have to start talking about Prince Hall and the Black Masons. Yeah, we have to start talking about the Black Masons accepting Albert Pike in their rituals.
Okay,
I mean, the Scottish Rite.
They're trying to use a movie to.
They did not do that. They did not accept Albert Pike in their rituals because what
they do.
The first 3 degrees come from the York Rite, not the Scottish Rite. What are you talking about, man?
Hey, who was rocking the compass and square first with the G in it? Who was rocking that shit first? And they gave it to the black nigga to do the same thing.
So you got to explain Jordan Andrew Jackson to me.
Jordan,
he's the one who did it.
Listen.
He put all the Eastern stars on. He did all of that shit.
Stars. What? Okay.
Darby did it too.
Why you think they got a sword above the fez?
Sorry. Garvey got a joint on that look just like Knights Templar.
All right, let me show you what I'm talking about, bro. Cause like Albert Pike put these niggas on, bro, and these was Prince Hall little niggas. Like I don't know how these is Prince Hall Masons.
So like Prince Hall Masons. So
this is people, bro. Go ahead, man.
After the National Compact takes place, Prince Hall Masonry splits into 100 different things. This is long ago. But you're talking about with Pike and all that stuff. That was the point that Pike coalesced all this, because he said you couldn't have more than one Grand Lodge in any state. If you would allow the Prince Hall or the blacks to have their Grand Lodges, that would be more than one Grand Lodge per state. So then you will see, which is in all of the sources, that the white folks start suing the black folks on this same basis. And this is why black folks got to start doing little things that you see, these little variances in their masonry and Shrinerism. They did not... there was no, okay, we're going to go with Pike is saying in this structure or whatever. There are various supreme councils, as you see there. There's southern jurisdictions. They're not all the same thing at all. There's various types of Freemasonic orders. They're not, everybody was not.
There's not the same thing. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. You're right.
He was only in charge of Scottish Rite. There are other
Scottish Rite. It's the York, right? And it's the Scottish.
Damn, let him finish, Marlon.
Oh, my bad.
There are other types of grand lodges.
Because none of this is getting away from following white men.
What?
Right. A lot of his points prove that.
Yeah,
they right in line.
I have not heard you make a distinction between following white men yet.
Because that wasn't the basis of what we were talking about. We were talking about something completely different. Is the issue
Yeah,
us
we was.
following white man? That's
No, we wasn't. That's Marley and his fanboy shit.
We was talking
We
about
not.
secret societies.
That is
Then what are we
were
talking about?
Secret
We
society.
talking about secret society.
We can answer that from the
Like
beginning.
y'all
It's
started this
Freemason.
goddamn Jeopardy
Go
show
ahead.
up here and forgot what
Ain't
we
no
was
Jeopardy
talking
show.
about.
It's me laying out with just like hypothetical, just throwing out some bullshit like it makes sense. Let's just get down and have actual stuff to back it up. So what specifically are we talking about? Is it Albert
We
Pike?
talking
Is it
about
Prince Hall 100 years
1874.
before? Is it which one?
Albert Pike. The question
Okay,
was
Albert
Albert
Pike.
Pike.
Like, do you not for nothing, but do we understand the background of what's going on? Albert Pike is not in charge of all of Freemasonry. He's not in charge of the Prince Hall Masons. Those two totally
Right.
different things.
Who said he
There's different
was?
ranks.
So
Right.
what are you
Wait,
saying?
He's not
That
saying
there's something with Albert Pike.
Who
Where's
said he
this
was?
happening?
This why you don't debate,
Gotta run.
nigga.
No,
This
it
is
ain't
why
right.
you don't
Because
debate.
guys talk a whole bunch of
Yeah,
bullshit.
good running.
This is why
That's
you
why
don't
I'm
debate.
saying
I never
that.
said that,
Throw
Truth.
bullshit out
I
there
never
and
said that one
wow,
time,
that's
Truth.
supposed to mean something, Taz. No substance of depth, my nigga. What specifically?
But that's not. I didn't say that though. You're just saying things I didn't say.
Right.
The only
Because
reason
I'm
I'm
talking to 9
questioning
or 10
Albert
different
Pike.
people, and you expect me to answer 9 or 10 different people.
No, bro. I'm just simply asking if Albert
Okay.
Pike established what they're following as rituals, and I'm saying any of them. I mean, your argument just there, to my understanding, was it's different chapters. Okay, some of these chapters was following Albert Pike. The same man who started taking these chapters from Albert Pike took it to Eastern Stars and established some chapters of the Eastern Stars that are following the Albert Pike rituals. This is all in the 1870s.
Okay. So those rituals to become a master mason.
I ain't saying
What do you
that.
have to do?
Oh
That's
my
important.
God.
To
And then
what
go back to the
I'm talking about,
teachings and
Come
make
on, Truth. You
That's
bullshit.
100% important to what I'm talking about.
That's
You're
what I was
only
saying
a
earlier.
Master
This shit was
Mason.
all this
third
fucking
degree.
talking
You're
about
talking
what?
about concordant
Bro, I'm
degrees.
just talking,
Comes
but you could be
after
a
third
1
degree.
degree
You're
Mason
already
for all I
at
know.
exactly.
I
We
just-
don't get it like
I
you're all over the place. I'm trying to get some
I just-
clarity to this shit.
I just found
York
something.
right.
Clarity.
I
York
just found
right.
I just found
owns it.
something about Albert Pike and the Prince Hall joint. It said,
Okay.
the tradition of separacy, predominantly African American jurisdictions in North America, known collectively as Prince Hall Freemasonry, widespread racial segregation in North America made it impossible for African Americans to join many prominent white lodges. Most prominently white
So it
grand
was a
lodges.
tether. It was a tether.
Let me finish,
Come on,
Marley.
Marley.
Damn, got it. Most prominently, white grand lodges in North America refused to recognize the Prince Hall lodges and the Prince Hall Masons in their territory as legitimate. In the period after the Civil War, former Confederate General Albert Pike wrote to his brother in 1875, "I am not inclined to meddle in the matter. I took my obligations to white men, not to Negroes. When I have to accept Negroes as brothers or leave Masonry, I shall leave it." That's the quote.
Okay. Okay.
That's why earlier I said a majority of black men is Prince Hall. Go ahead, Truth.
So this was the fight with Prince
Nelson
Hall.
Nelson
Prince
Mandela. I got a
Hall-
picture of him
Prince Hall does not
with a white
fall
man.
under that. Prince Hall went and then asked the white folks directly and got their charter from England. They had nothing to do with Albert Pike in that way, except when, like I told you, after something called the National Compact, I forget what its actually year was, you have all of these splits within Freemasonry, which breaks up the grand. You have to understand the structure. There's grand lodges. That grand lodges breaks up. There's other grand lodges that form that don't have no relation, even in a lot of cases, to the shit they just left.
Hey,
They're
True.
doing their own thing. So you don't. They have different rituals in some cases. Although the first 3 degrees are the same because the York Rite owns them. To become a master mason, you only need to be a 3rd degree mason. It has nothing to do with 32, 33, 17, 46. No.
That's
3
great. But
degrees.
you doing all this talking past the fact that you said they went to go holler at some crackers to get their charter started.
If we wanted to talk about that, we could
And
have.
that was the point that he was. I think that was the point that he was making. Like, regardless if it's Albert Pike or any one of them.
Let's get specific. We're
So
talking
you view
about
the other
is
ones better than
Freemasonry
Albert
started by
Pike.
white
They're the
folks in
good ones.
England?
They're the
Is
good
that
white
the question? Is that what you're asking? Like you're dancing. What are you saying? You want me to
How
say
is that a
Freemasonry-
dance?
What's the fucking question? Let me
Dancing.
just answer it straight up.
Freemasonry
Nigga
started.
basically asking you about asking crackers,
Freemasonry
whether
started in
Albert Pike
Egypt, bro.
or any other cracker.
Specifically?
Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's
I don't
easy
know what
to
the fuck you're
understand.
talking about. That's why I'm asking you. What's the specific question?
Yeah, bro, that's good. I'm good
Okay,
on
Now
that.
you don't know. You got the floor.
Okay, so-
Yeah,
What's the
fall your ass back
I'm
then.
good on that, bro.
Let me ask again. Let me ask again.
Go ahead.
Good on
Go ahead.
that.
1874,
Thornton,
Albert Pike.
Andrew.
Go ahead. Show me what
You
you're
hear me?
talking about, at least, so we can talk. You had it up on the screen.
I
Go
just I had it on the screen.
Yeah, just show
I have
me
to
what
find
you.
it again.
Okay.
I have to go dig it out again.
What
But I'm asking because it's my understanding that whatever he got from Albert Pike is what he started putting people on with.
What did he get?
That's my understanding of that time period.
What did he get?
Letters in the original way to put people on. That's what the shit said. I mean, I don't know the exact language.
That original way to put people on started a century before that amongst black people.
Amongst black people,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I can't. So why then is Albert Pike saying he can't put no niggas on? Because that's what I'm saying.
Like
the issue is that
they
Thornton
were
is
separate things, Taz.
Just one second.
He was only supreme grand leader of the Scottish Rite Whites. I told you there are other Masonic groups that fall under French charters and all these Irish charters. They're not related to Albert Pike.
I agree, not all of them, but can we agree that Thornton Andrew Jackson is related to Albert Pike?
Show me what you're talking about so we can see how Thornton Andrew Jackson is related.
I just did. All right, hold on, bro.
All right, well, if you don't want to show, just send it to me. It ain't no big thing. We're not arguing. Let me see what you talking about. Just email it to me. I don't care.
No, I just pull it back up because it's apparently this dude was a major Freemason.
And what did I give him? Letters? And
I
that's
mean,
how
matter of
built
fact,
what?
let's just do this. Matter of fact,
It says here the relationship between
that's your friend, nigga.
Who friend?
What? AI?
Your friend, nigga.
AI. They telling you the relationship.
You gotta call her Aisha, bro.
Well, hold on. I'm okay.
Man, the relationship between Pike and Prince Hall, they said it went from him not accepting to
that was you, motherfucker. Look at this nigga leading the witness. Go ahead, Taz. Yes. Look at the question he asked now. Go ahead. Go back to it. Yes. Go ahead. Read it. What does it say? I can't. Damn, I'm going blind and shit. The membership and share history. Thornton was. Damn. Thank you. Whoa.
Yes.
Leader in.
Damn. Extensively from Albert Pike.
Whom you likely mean Andrew Pike. Are you reading the first goddamn sentence? Andrew, who's Andrew?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the shit. That's one of them.
Don't back up now, nigga. Let's read the rest.
That's one of them. That what you call a hallucination.
Yeah, you. Hold on, no, seriously.
They got hallucination. You stupid.
Hold on, let's read to it.
I mean, it's gotta be because it's talking about Albert Pike. It really is Albert Pike. So I don't know what the hell that's talking about.
Okay, one of his prominent regular clients was Albert Pike, the sovereign grand commander of the White. Okay, so despite the rigid racial segregation, keep going. Pike's own complex. Okay, key Masonic knowledge passed down. Gifting of rituals. There we go. Albert Pike directly handed over his complete revised set of Scottish Rite rituals and Masonic.
Come on, bro. That's all I was asking.
Hold on. Oh, good. This is good. Like, yo, go ahead. Okay, y'all want fine.
It's similar to some shit I already looked up.
You acting like that's like let's just go through it.
The let's get the whole context.
Go ahead. Read that next line. I want to see who dancing now. Read that next line.
First of all, you already lost when I told you it was a National Grand Compact. Did you understand that?
That's crazy.
So
I looked up
Albert
Pike and Prince Hall, and they brought up the friendship between.
Okay, you just died.
That's crazy. I ain't even asked for that.
You just died. The foundation of PH. What's the A for? And before Richards, what's the A for? You don't know.
I don't know.
Exactly. It's for affiliated because they were broken up into 100 different Prince Hall.
That's great. That can't keep being an excuse.
affiliated.
Right, I understand. Some of these
don't
niggas
mean
broke
shit about
up,
you still being
but some of these
so let's keep going.
niggas didn't break up. Truth.
Do
That's what
you
you're not.
know?
You keep running to the ones that broke up. Can we deal with the ones who
Do you
didn't?
know what bogus Freemasonry is?
Utilizing the foundational organizational structures he established through these cracker Masonic networks.
Yes,
Jack also went on to establish the first Prince Hall affiliate chapter of the Eastern Star. Come
What are
on,
you
bro.
arguing about? Whether they were crackers? Yes, Albert Pike was a cracker. Is that what the thing is? Whether they were crackers or not? Because yes, this nigga was a nigga, and the other ones were crackers.
They following cracker shit.
Are we talking about? Are we using the rituals of Albert Pike and who was doing it? Which one are we doing?
We following the rituals of crackers. That's what I'm saying.
Duh, you should have said that from the beginning. I told you that they got
York right.
Oh my God.
What is this talking about for? They were York right. This what you're talking about is what we're getting more specific about. And this nigga Jackson, who was what? What was he in charge of, Taz?
It's crazy.
What was Jackson in charge of? Go, show me.
He what was he? Oh my God. I thought
Prince
we already
Hall,
said
right?
that.
Which Prince Hall? Go ahead. Which one?
The nigga 11784. What do you mean? I don't fucking know what the goddamn exact number.
Wait, hold on. What was that? What was Okay.
I guess that's the large number.
United States.
Yes, the log number. I can't remember the exact log number. It's something like that, though.
GA, you better come save them. So now you got the United Supreme Council. Let's go look that up. Let's go see who DeBulo and all.
Why are we running from all this stuff just to deal with Prince Hall Masonry?
Right, because you should have dealt with that from the beginning. We was over there talking about you ran from the fact he was trying to take your asses back to Africa. That's what Prince Hall was doing. You the RBG African niggas. You are the RBG African niggas. And then one of you niggas mentioned Prince Hall was trying to take your monkey asses back to the jungle.
This ain't got nothing to do with Prince Hall.
It got everything to do with Prince Hall. That's what he did with his life. Started school.
Prince Hall is dead.
Your monkey asses.
Prince Hall is dead. Like, what are you talking about?
He started that movement in the 1700s.
Okay.
Yes, like this is a whole new nigga following some white boys, and you keep ducking that.
Please.
I ain't saying shit about it. This ain't got nothing to do with bruh. Listen.
Prince Hall, you mentioned his name.
Ebony must be on mushrooms along with you. I ain't said none of the shit you talking about.
Me, you know you in trouble.
Like nigga, I ain't said none of that shit you saying. Like this is crazy. How the hell are you debating me on some shit I ain't talking about? I asked you a question and you still running.
No, I'm not. You expect me to play soccer in a football game. That's what you're doing, World Cup, nigga.
I expect you to acknowledge that he led the Prince Hall Scottish Rite from 1886 to 1913, overseeing all these high degree black Masons and teaching them that cracker shit. That's what I want you to acknowledge. Just be honest.
Scroll up and copy over who the fuck the United Supreme Council is. You realize that they are one of 100 because they had a split. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm not. Who's denying that?
So you're saying that one
they had a split.
Okay, congratulations. You found Masons do a whole lot of shit. Some of you El Ruki niggas thought you was Masons. Some of you gang niggas, the Psycho one to love the gangsters thought you was Masons running around here. Some of you NOI niggas thought you was Masons too with these hand symbols. All of you niggas.
That's a fact.
Heartless felon niggas.
When y'all done,
up in there with him.
when they done,
Harley gonna try to help him. Like that's a fact. No, it's a
we know
fact.
Mason may come out of ancient Egypt.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
So it all go back to black. It came out of Egypt, so it all go back to black.
Around because it's only gonna get worse the more he runs. Look, in 1874, the same nigga we talking about established Queen Esther chapter number 1, Order of the Eastern Star, under them crackers.
Okay,
under them crackers.
Pass.
Shout out to Albert Pike.
Pass. Right there. Put in who was Patrick Reason. Right there. Now remember,
Patrick Reason.
He's actually important. He's actually important for
like
Ohio.
that.
Yeah, a Reason. There you go. Who was that?
Patrick Reason was one of the earliest, most influential African American engravers,
Okay,
lithographers, and printmakers.
The relation. He's important, but that's not why I tried to show this. I'm gonna see if it's in this right here.
Okay, all right.
Read the niggas, blah blah blah. There we go. Now, what did he do, smart nigga? Huh? Right there, that whole section. Huh? He got the House of Ruth.
I'll read it. Let me read it. Let me read it. Let's see. Okay. Reason moved to the great state of Ohio, because really that's the only reason why I wanted to read it, because Ohio, the great state of Ohio, and became a deeply respected leader in black fraternal organizations. Notably, he served as a prominent figure in the Grand United Order of Odd Fellows, where that nigga sound rainbow, where he designed official fraternal certificates and famously founded the Household of Ruth, a major
Black
auxiliary branch of the order.
My nigga, Black Eastern Stars. He developed the ritual that the nigga women is using. Good night. I gotta go, y'all. But yo, Taz, that's why Taz.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what, bro, you what? Yeah, get up out of here, bro. This is not. What the fuck did I lose? What the fuck did this have to do with anything?
Random nigga, and you
can't just you talking about the truth. This ain't random.
If you don't say random, voice down somewhere.
This don't say Thornton, Albert Pike, the Eastern Stars. This don't say shit about what I just said.
I would just wait. Hold on. This particular part was just to bring up somebody from the great
House of Ruth
you can relate to.
Shout out to the House of Ruth, man.
It has to do everything. The House of Ruth, look it up, is one of the Eastern Stars.
I'm ready to
Which
show
number?
you how far these niggas don't defend the
I ain't never seen you run like this before, my nigga.
Chicago.
The House of Ruth is in the Bronx.
Wait, who's that? Oh, yeah, nice one. What is the number of the House of Ruth in the order of what the fuck are you?
Yeah, because you're running from chapter 1. So I want to know what chapter you ran to. Oh, the Household of Ruth is not actually even part of the Eastern Stars.
Okay,
right,
keep
of
going.
course.
Yeah, come on.
Keep going into what? I was talking about the Eastern Stars chapter 1, and you brought me here.
Down.
For what? What am I looking for?
What is all of this shit? The House of Ruth, the Odd Fellas, the Eastern. While the Eastern Stars doesn't have a House of Ruth, the biblical, that's all the same shit.
Yeah, I'm quite sure. Even if they, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure.
No,
even
it's not. How is it the same? And it just said it's not.
Thank you.
They're not even part. Like, what do you mean, bro?
In 3 minutes.
Hold on.
Different groups.
3 minutes.
Hold on.
These are different groups. Truth, what are we doing?
Technically, yeah, you're right.
Yo, Truth. Would you say even if they did get it from some white boys and shit like that? Would you say the white boys got it from niggas in Africa and just made their own shit?
No, sir. What
No?
I'm saying that
But you
all
try to
around
validate
the
that
world,
shit. Die. That's what you get, bro. That's what you get, motherfucker.
I'm trying to get in my black allergy shit.
All that shit's talking about the black. All that shit's talking about the black man. That's why College said we as black people, we've been like the Mason and the Eastern Star. Say you've been struck a blow to the head, which has rendered you dead. So it was talking about us. So it's all go back.
Hey, what was y'all talking about? The black Masons and the white Masons don't be in the same lodge. I posted this shit over 10 years, but I didn't post this.
Who said that?
No. Oh yeah, hold on, my bad. That's let me get y'all straight. Yeah, that's Mandela right there. And Knight Templar God, what a white man inside the lodge together. And I remember I made a post over 10 years ago on Facebook telling niggas that they were together. And it was a black Mason that hopped on my shit. It was like, nah. He said that same shit. We not allowed in the lodge with them. They don't fuck with us. I said, oh, hold up. I got something for you. I showed him this picture. This nigga said he was so pressed to rep his gang, he didn't even see my point. He said, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm in a Nice Templar. I said, bruh, and you up here trying to tell me what they don't accept? Your dumb ass don't know. Of course you don't know. But I can show you that they right here in a lodge together in the same fucking garb.
Yeah, Louis
dumbass nigga didn't realize that he just proved my point. That, yeah, you low-level dumbass niggas don't know nothing about what's going on. They're going to tell you the same thing.
You don't know what's going on either.
Right,
Yeah,
you realize that Getty Images, like all the world can go to Getty Image.
Yeah.
That's not a secret right there. You
look at Farrakhan. Hold on. Farrakhan got a picture with white Masons too. There's a picture with Farrakhan.
That's not a secret, right? It's all Getty Images. You realize Selassie being in the Knights of the Garter is not a secret, right? You realize like pictures in,
Well,
right?
Yeah, but
right.
secret society is not my argument. I don't say they don't operate in secret. They out front.
I agree.
Like I said, the first president that they gave us, he has a Masonic memorial in Arlington, Virginia. Not
Most
just a
of them do.
memorial
Yeah, I
about
agree.
him being the first president. He got a memorial about him being a Mason in Arlington.
Okay. Do you realize that part of, even like I say, even with the Scottish Rite, that the Masons in America set up their own grand lodges, and that's not the same. They don't have that connection to the Grand Lodge of England anymore. There's distinctions that come in there.
Oh my God! Of course they're gonna tell you that, true. So that you fall off the trail, so that you go back to talking about
What's the
not
trail
you,
though?
not you specifically, but so people can go back to saying, oh, it's the deep state. Oh, it's the
You said that. What's the
Rothschild.
trail though?
Oh, it's the these people. Like
Hold on,
it's
bro.
the
Hold on.
niggas that's right there in your face.
Just go slow. But what's the trail?
That nigga don't know.
You said what's the trail? Like I said, that they putting it in your face is not about no
The
secret
trail back to them
society shit.
crackers.
There you go,
Trail
Ted. That's
back
a
to them
better answer.
crackers, nigga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and like I do, because since you want to, now we back to the crackers. Like I told your math friend over here, you was doing that shit in the jungle before the crackers. Now go ahead, Wolf.
Yeah, so they was on that cracker shit. So that proves my
Fine.
point even more, because I'm not the
Pageantry
one that
don't
say,
start
oh, the white man came with that
my
satanic
nigga.
shit.
True. The
It's
Watusi
black
gang
niggas
was
and
not
white
doing
niggas.
that
They
shit.
joined
don't
together on
operate.
that.
Tell us what the Eastern Star. What do the Eastern Stars teach? Woke. What do they teach?
Don't put that on the Igbo or the Ashanti
They
or the
teach it.
Yoruba, my nigga.
They teach about the Western world.
The Watusi
Man, I got a
gang
book
was
on the
not
Eastern
doing
Stars,
none
bro.
of
You'll
that.
be amazed by what they teach.
They teach what that white man taught them to teach.
Yeah.
I just showed
Hell
you.
no.
Eastern Star Lodge #1. Albert Pike, nigga.
This
Put 'em
nigga's
on.
relentless.
Nah, it's black unification and black upliftment, man.
Psycho team up. I know I gotta
The
give.
black upliftment, bruh, and everything that they teach, no matter if it's in a Bible, the Quran, or whatever, it's gonna have some shit that you can resonate with. That's how they draw you in. They got to make
That's why you like the white man, because you resonate with him.
That's what he said. That's why they say you got to believe in God in order for you to
Yeah,
get
they get you
respect.
tied in with the reckless shit. So when they do say something reckless, that make you be like, hold up, that sounds kind of crazy.
All right, real quick.
You
Here's what I
stuck in a
want to say.
position of not supposed to, you're not supposed to question it, so you just ride with it.
I got you.
Now, you just mad because you don't know the
Hold on, real
secret.
quick, Madonna. No, hold on. That's I don't want to charge. But this is where I'm trying to draw a distinction. You might be right when you say it come from, masters guilds and apprenticeship like that, stonemasonry, blacksmiths, and all of that. But at what point when it becomes motherfuckers chanting in hoods and lighting in, what are they trying to master when they do that shit?
So what?
That's what I'm saying.
You saying when they tie like the gangs and shit like that?
Wait. Hold on. Hold on. I'm saying if I'm an electrician and you relating it to Freemasonry, then I'm trying to master electricity. I'm trying to master wires and shit, right? I ain't got to go through a ritual where a nigga chanting in a hood and all that. So I'm saying I've seen a Freemason ritual. I got one on my page right now. Niggas is in there with hoods and they swinging incense smoke back and forth and they chanting and they like, what are they trying to master?
Right.
Yeah.
So
it ain't plumbing.
You're right, exactly, and that's my thing. I don't get into what their purpose is to do things. It's about like the argument back and forth. Is it the Democrats, the Republicans? It's like it's the Freemasons, nigga. It's them. They got control over everything.
Bro, you just ignorant to what you don't know and don't understand.
Don't get into a back and forth. Let them answer. Well, don't step on my question, please.
So back throughout Europe, right? To come through town, they had actors and actresses. They did these things called morality plays, and they would be things from the Bible. You were supposed to learn this lesson and this whole bit, and those become performances, right? So you have those things come up. So once you get past it, they made this whole thing like a story. That's why you go through this, becoming into the apprentice and Solomon's temple and all this other stuff to keep. They know how people learn to keep this whole journey, the same way cults do it today, to keep the mission going and keep you going to another stage for whatever reasons or whatever. But
that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, my bad, Bobby. I ain't know that question was for him. That's why I asked.
Saying, Bobby,
what other whatever reasons?
And you do have a ritual in certain ways and express it itself culturally in 100 different ways. But when you do become a master, whether it's chef or whatever. There are certain things that you get. One of them, which made you distinct. You ever hear the expression, he's a man of many hats? Well,
Yeah,
that
that's a
comes
jack
from a
of all
particular,
trades.
right. Well, man of many hats comes from a particular trade or craft guild that you had. That's why we notice these professions that we talk about wear different type of hats. The line cook wears a different hat from the chef. The nurse wears a different hat from the surgeon, and the cop wears a different hat from the fireman, and so forth and so on. So those trades were associated with the hats. That's how that whole
I
part came.
understand that.
But I'm
saying,
talking about. So back, I'm getting back to that. It's the passion. It's not passion plays. I think they call morality plays.
okay.
And that's where you go. So that point that I'm saying that is all of those different stages. Ask somebody. You got you folks. Y'all read them in the Mackey books. You got to sit through this particular story of Hiram Abiff and how you sat in the northeast corner where there was no light, and you
got hit in the head, the East Gate.
Got to look
But
toward
what
the
are they
east.
trying to master exactly?
So you're trying to, thank you, good question. The morality of self, like I said, now there's esoteric things where you're supposed to do things to be a better man and a better person and to form brotherhood. You see, that's a great question. What is it supposed to be? This esoteric temple that you're supposed to be building, like they supposedly built Solomon's temple. That's what you're supposed to be building by having all these things and taking all these journeys and trials and tribulations. And no matter what, it's the same type of things that play out. No matter what you go through, Bobby, somebody's going to be by
So
your
what
side.
are the rules and the guidelines of this brotherhood?
Huh?
What are the rules and the guidelines of this brotherhood? Is it like Rosewood showed everybody? Is that like even if you see a white man that's sketchy on some bullshit, you help that motherfucker because that's your brother? Is that what they teaching? Because that's what it sounds like.
That's that. Yeah. So do religions like that. Black.
Exactly. That's why I said they the niggas that created religion. I love how y'all make my point. But go ahead.
All right.
But you can't say they created.
I wouldn't say they created religion. Yeah, they didn't create religion.
That's cool. That's cool. If you want to believe Sacramento or whoever the hell you want to believe they said did it. That's cool if you want to believe that. I just put the pieces together.
But I think what you're not understanding, brother, is religion is anthropologically tied to the different variations of humans that spread throughout the earth. They all came up with religions based on
different cultures independently.
Yeah, so they don't. So you can't say
got Freemason laws in every culture to tell y'all that who is the one that's responsible for
Freemason laws in the Amazon jungle right now.
Yeah, but you gotta remember Europeans. You gotta remember Europeans. But you gotta remember. You gotta remember too that the Europeans dominated the world. So of course you're gonna have lots of such big cultures dominant.
Are there master builders in the Amazon?
Well, where I do
you were master builders in West Africa. Look up the walls of Benin. You were master builders before the white man. Look at all the Muslim shit built out of there. You were master builders. You were masters of the fucking bronze and iron age. You wasn't building shit.
All right. Now listen.
That nigga true.
Now hold on, too. This is my point. Hold on, real quick, y'all. All right, I got you, Tworthy. That's everything you just said right there, true. I'm with that. I'll follow you on that. But what I'm saying is, by the time you get that Albert Pike and the what's the other cuz?
We even got to argue that. Right.
When it start getting political, thank you.
Hold on, before Albert Pike, what's the black cuz that was fucking with Albert Pike? God damn, I keep forgetting his name. But anyway, Prince Hall. There you go.
He wasn't fucking with. They didn't even.
Well, you know what I mean. They affiliate. They're affiliated.
Yeah,
right?
I got you.
Okay.
No.
Masonry at first was about mastering, like you say, building and stuff like that in order to actually construct things. And,
but Bobby, hold on. Let's go slow.
That's what they say about the Bible. The Bible was before they took all the books out.
Well, we need to go to sleep.
At some point, don't this become about like mastering the building of society and the manipulation of people and how we're going to like influence events and shit like that?
Oh man. Okay, so now when we go back to what I mentioned, the goose and gridiron, where this comes out of, there were bar folks and local, like I said, local people who had some sense of repute or rapport in their own community and communities are getting together. But the bigger players, they're pushing it back against those elites, and what happened. But what happens is the elites start to see how these people are becoming brothers in this fashion, and then they start to get into Freemasonry. And so now you have this idea that we can keep these secrets amongst the elite and it's this big thing. This is around the time when Weishaupt comes into this with the Illuminati in 1776. But as far as the black folks are concerned, Prince Hall and black folks is already doing this shit prior to Weishaupt. So even connected, that's initially why I come up here to connect it even with the Illuminati at that point is not true because they come up, how do you say it? Not in alignment with each other. They're happening at the same time. But what Weishaupt's doing with this whole Illuminati, first of all, is taking place over in Europe. That's a European event because I think they're pushing it back against those elites over there who is doing the secret stuff that you see associated, that you hear, you know what I'm saying? All this take over not the world, but say manufacturing or resources or whatever. Yeah. So this is why you have that. In America, Bobby, you can look this part up. This sentiment starts to grow because it wasn't like that initially with Masons, with the anti-Mason movement. Look it up. I swear to God, bro. There was a whole.
Well, you can't. But hold on. And everything you saying, I'm with. But I don't want to diminish a nigga intentions of taking over all the manufacturing and resources is not trying to dominate the world. You know, we can't diminish that right there.
That ain't just a white man.
But can I chime in real quick?
Oh, here we go.
No more Mike Pence.
That's right. Ancient Buddha was a Mason.
The morticians, the policy man, all of them on there was Mason. They used that for organizing too to support the people.
That was
it wasn't about. It didn't have nefarious activity that you associate.
Oh my God, the Mason defenders.
Hold on, wait a minute. Can I tell you, according to the Apocrypha, the nefarious activity that comes with
like Carmelo Anthony lawyer.
You're talking about black people intent, and you're telling you how black people take over all different types of organizations and use them differently. They take over the language and use it differently. They take over Christianity and use it differently. Why can't they take over Masonry and use it in a way differently? I don't understand why you're doing this.
So one of the reasons we got into that, because whether it be the church or this form of fraternal order allowed us to do two things. It allowed us the ability to meet, and it allowed us the ability to collect funds as an organization. You had to be registered at this time in order to collect funds as an organization, even amongst your members. The two ways that we did it was the church structure that we did, and with fraternal orders, which included Masons and the Odd Fellows, which were before them. Why do we do it? So that we could meet together where they would necessarily come and barge into our private meetings, one, and then we could also collect dues. So what were the dues toward? The dues were toward initially burial rights. Why? Because there was no social safety net. Well, what does that mean? That means when your ass died, you could very well likely just end up laying in the street rotting. There was no paupers or anything like that. So what each Mason is guaranteed by their dues is for that money to go toward their burial, as well as a few dollars to go.
And that's why your ass should have never became a Mason. Hold on, real quick. And that's why niggas should have never became Mason, because you too worried about a dead body.
Dead body, you can burn that bitch
up. That burden on the ashes in the dirt. We ain't saving up no.
Talking about?
Nah, the Masons do a lot for the community, bro. What are you talking about?
That's a part of that ritualistic shit.
That's dead ritual shit, right?
Yeah, that's the whole ritual shit.
Nah, Prince Hall do a lot for the communities in the South. I know, especially down here, they do.
Yeah, I know they get paper clips and shit.
We're not being real. That burden falls on the family, so don't act like that, because you know plenty of nigga ended up in unmarked graves somewhere because that family couldn't get that Patreon.
Oh, wait.
Hey man, nigga in an unmarked grave, because they're gonna be looking for him one day.
Hold on, for all you Bible thumpers, and I know Swarthy up here. According to the Apocrypha,
oh shit,
before the Hebrews, you Jews.
The hell with what you gonna say before you say it.
I was
muted up minding my own business.
Well, we in the brainwashed world. We care about the rights of the dead.
It was a specific.
I'm just fucking with you, Bobby. Go ahead. My bad.
Do you actually know the connotations of the word Apocrypha?
God damn, why do I gotta answer 50 questions before I even say what I'm trying to say?
I had to answer.
You asked a lot of shit.
You going against the Black Mason defenders, nigga. You better know.
I got to say y'all points though, and
bring it out of the Apocrypha.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Nah, y'all trying to spook out Masons, bro.
Yeah, but if y'all got something to
What's going
say,
on with the panel? What's going on with the panel? Peace to the brothers, man.
Peace, peace,
What
dude.
up, Diddy?
Today's
What up, Diddy?
what's that? Today's wisdom God. We on wisdom God, man. God wisdom.
salute my
That's what
nigga did it.
you know.
That's right.
No, but go ahead and bring what you was gonna bring out of the apocrypha, Bobby. I'm listening.
You said no?
I got a few things. The brother was telling me y'all talking about
Buddha said
Masons,
no.
Masons and secret societies. I want to touch on that. I want to touch on the what's I want to say, the very we have the black vote, the robust loyalty that we've extended to the the Democratic Party, and they haven't, they're not, them historically and contemporarily, not reciprocating the same energy as far as tangibles, and not like these non-tangible items like formalizing Juneteenth, and we celebrate that when we've been celebrating it for eons. So it's just, I don't want to be long with it, but I definitely want to touch on. I got a few excerpts I want to read from this book. So, yeah. And like I said, then the sister D.A.B.A.T.E, her dad was a Mason. He was a master Mason, and she actually garnered a lot of funds for her pink freedom.
Wonder why we know her name.
Free speech newspaper. You feel me? So.
Wouldn't know her name without it. Wouldn't know her name without it. Said wouldn't know her name without it. Without her dad being who he was.
So, hold on. You said it. Say it again.
Said we wouldn't know her name without her dad being who he was.
Okay. Okay. So you said we wouldn't have known her name?
Nepotism and the brotherhood.
I mean, are you saying as far as her coming from his loins, or like what you mean?
Meaning like the fact that he was a master Mason and the influence that they have.
I don't think I want to attribute that much power to him. I mean, I'm definitely giving it up to him, but I don't want to say we wouldn't have known who she was.
That's why I tell people it ain't no secret society. They operate in the public, bro. They tell you, they show you the people that they put on. James Naismith, creator of basketball, Freemason. Walter Camp and them, and Pop Warner, Yale Skull and Bones, Freemason shit.
But are you saying that there is information that they keep secret only among themselves?
The secret is that they make niggas believe that it's just a cracker. That's the secret.
That ain't the secret.
I think that
the secret is they go to motherfucking, and they mock us with a secret by telling us they go to Epstein Island with all these motherfucking black motherfuckers that's billionaires and rich with these white motherfuckers, and they go do weirdo shit because they
the secret is the black man and woman is the mother of it all. That's the secret.
Yeah, that's cool. You can keep
That's
it.
That's the
secret. Hey, yo, that
you
nigga
stay in the race, bro. Stay in the race. That's cool.
That nigga down there kicking it with Billy Carson with that statement.
No, the secret is the black man and woman is the mother of civilization, all the arts, secret science, you name it, bro. That's the secret.
Angel said, did he say loins?
That nigga went for the black man. This God mic drop. Pause.
Hey, that's the secret. What you think Harold Abiff is about? What do you think all that's about, bro? That's all symbolic of your black ass coming over here in slavery, getting your goddamn consciousness knocked out, and losing the knowledge of self.
Nah, that's not what it's actually about.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
You need to do your studies on
black family. But Don, it's a secret black family really running the show using so-called white people.
Say what?
Is it a secret black family really ruling the earth using so-called white people?
Of course.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's one of those fictional things. They work in unison. There's no one using the other. That's not how you get things to work in a way that you want, especially in America, 300 plus years, to go in the fashion that you wanted to go, with having people working against somebody or somebody working for somebody. There's people working together.
Can you name a black trillionaire that's on the same level as like the DuPonts and the Gettys and the Rothschilds?
But that's not a part. That's not a part of the narrative. Of course, you're not going to have that. I argue what they say that Zuckerberg has. That nigga just a fucking plant. This is a
But
fucking
what I'm
dummy.
saying, but what
He
I'm
got
saying
a
is
fake
this, right?
ass history. He made this in his college dorm. Like, get the fuck out of here. This fucking stupid nigga. You ever heard him speak?
Can you name a black trillionaire that's sitting on at least 1 or 2 trillion?
Nah, I can't, bruh, and I wouldn't because it don't go with the narrative.
But
Because
we can
how
name,
we
but we
gonna
can
argue
name,
slavery
we
and
can
all
name
this holding us back
trillionaires.
if we got black
We can name
trillionaires just all
trillionaires.
out there abundantly?
What I'm saying is, you can name
It actually
trillionaires
speaks to
that's a
my
part of that
argument
order.
if that happened.
No, but Madon said, when I asked Madon, is there a secret black family ruling the earth, right? And just using so-called white people to do it. He said yes, right? It's suspicious that not too many people can name a black trillionaire right now, but you do have trillionaires among the DuPonts, the Gettys, and the Rothschilds, those Caucasian families that are out in the open. You know they're trillionaires.
Swarthy. If y'all want to stay the gray shadow of the white elephant, bro, go ahead.
I don't agree with that. It's a secret black family ruling the earth, Madon. I've heard it before, but I'm gonna disagree with that, bro.
Hey, but look, this how dumb that sound. Because that secret black family is allowing the fucked up shit to happen still to black people. What would be their point? That mean they working with white people, you dumbass fuck. You like that don't even like you think that sounds good to be like, man, secretly it's the black niggas behind it. They behind racism and police brutality.
Who created the devil?
My God, you niggas be
Who created wickedness? Who created evil, my nigga?
God.
And who is God? Who is God, Marlon?
Me.
Black
you
man.
See my name?
We make up
the God is mentality. God is mind.
God is love. God is love. It's just a wavelength.
God is
It's the energy. Hold on. God is love. It's just
we God body, bro.
And at the moment love was created. Hold on. Wait a minute. At the moment love was created, which is the infinite bliss and all of that shit, that's the very moment that evil was created. Because God created it all. And if you the ultimate love, the only thing that you can not like is that which is the opposite of you. And that's evil. And that's when evil is created, in the moment that God recognized itself and didn't like nothing that was opposite of it and created evil.
Well, you got to have a positive and a negative. You always got a positive and a negative, bro.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
It ain't just necessarily that, because like don't nobody say, like, people always say balance and shit like that, yin and yang. Like, don't nobody be chilling at a function and be like, damn, everybody having a good time, looking around, saying all these smiles and shit. You know, we need somebody to come in here drunk and fuck up the party. We need somebody to come in here that want to fight half the party and just fuck this whole thing up till we got to stop. Because that's the balance that we need. No, don't nobody ever say that. So we can live in chillness. It's just the fact that we accept fucked up things happen, or people just want to cater to the fact that they can do this or they can take advantage of a person. Like, we just cater to that type of shit. But if we didn't allow it, it'll be a different type of place.
Right. Now you're right. I agree with that. What you just now said, bro.
Just because you in the slum don't mean you got to keep the slum in you, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? Like you
don't understand that analogy. Go ahead.
Yeah, he don't like the fact that like everybody's smarter than him. So when they make points, he don't like that. So
no, what it means, Marley, is he talking about a bad situation. And a lot of times when you're in a bad situation, people adopt to that bad situation. Basically, I'm telling him, sometimes you can help it, sometimes you can't. You gonna have that,
he wasn't saying that they adopt. That's not what he was saying. He was saying basically we accept it. You know what I'm saying? We accept it, and not only that, I think what Woke was trying to say, and too, you got a lot of people who go underneath the premise, well, you know, we're not perfect, right? But it's not about being perfect. It's about actually righting your wrongs, and you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, we all know that we ain't perfect, but what you gonna do not to do the same thing over and over again? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to hold yourself accountable for all of the fuck shit that you did and be like, I'm not gonna do this, but we don't hold ourselves with that. I think that's what Wolf was talking about. We allow the shit. Like we allow certain shit to happen.
Why do we have fucked up people? Why do we have fucked up people in the world?
Because we live in a place where the devil rules. Like you believe in all that shit, right? This is like I said, Freemasons, they run the world. What they on? Satanic shit.
Oh,
So they bring in LGBTQ,
What
they
are
do
you talking
all that
about?
that
shit
There was
that's
person
no
is
war.
backwards.
There was
doing their
no
And they
purpose.
want to see
there was
what
no
goofy
fucked up
nigga is gonna
shit.
fall for.
No, bro. The reason you had that because that person is doing
Are
exactly
you
what they're supposed to
crazy?
do.
Are you crazy? So you think that in indigenous society people were just somehow knowable and pure? You believe that?
Yeah, you got to be a fucked up person to
Hell,
just want to be like
You,
to accept
you
the
believe
fact
that,
that
man?
damn, it's just
Come
people
on,
out here that
boy.
just might want to do some fucked up shit for no reason. Then they fucked up. Get rid of them. That's not the majority of the world. So you go out here every day and
No, no,
your first thought is to fuck
what was
somebody over
Genghis
or do
Khan doing?
something fucked up.
What was Genghis Khan doing?
I don't give a fuck what that nigga was doing. That's one nigga that's a part of their
Nah.
satanic circle.
No, you can't say, you know,
Anybody
you
that
a
they
part of the
promote is
satanic
somebody that
circle.
they
You
put
part of the
on. So
satanic.
I already know
You
what
part
he
of the
doing.
satanic circle. The
I know what
Mongolians,
Hitler was doing.
the
I know what
Golden
Trump
Horde
is
was part
doing.
of the
I know what all
satanic
these niggas,
circle.
they all put
The
on by the
Golden
same
Horde
people.
was part. The Golden Horde was part of the satanic circle. What type of shit are you saying, man?
Yeah.
But I mean, you even have animals in nature that kill all the time. So you can see the balance of peace and war
Nigga, they
in
kill
the
for
planet.
food. Nigga, they kill to eat.
But I mean,
And
but
we
there
not
are animals that
animals. Why
don't
y'all
have to
always
kill.
comparing us to
No,
animals?
that's
Like,
not true.
you could be a
That's not
dumbass
true.
animal, bro.
I'm
You a
just
op,
saying that.
alright?
That's not
Hey,
true.
you a op.
Right,
You
Buddha.
have
Okay?
Sometimes they do
engage in
kill
You
for
a
warfare.
reasons
lion, bro.
other than
You got the
food.
You
brain
have
of a lion.
primates
I
that
don't. I
engage
got a
in
human brain.
warfare.
I got a
What are
human
you
being
talking
brain.
about?
Okay, but I
Way
mean,
more
even when you
advanced than a
look,
fucking animal.
but
I got a
okay,
human
but
brain, human being brain.
even if you want to make it a scientific
That nigga
argument
said you
that
got a
you're saying,
lion
Animals
brain.
do this.
no,
Well,
I'm
you a
just saying,
dumbass animal, not me.
Nigga said you got a lion
even if you
brain.
want to make it a scientific argument,
Yeah,
Homo
he got
sapiens
a
has
lion
been
brain, bro.
violent
I
since
got a
they've been
human
in
brain.
existence. Like when you look at the nature of human beings, a part of our nature is to fight in war.
You say what?
Yeah, but that don't
A
always
part of
Our
apply to
human
nature is to
everybody.
nature,
fight in war. Who said
a
that?
part of
Who
human
said that?
nature is to fight
Shaka
in
Zulu was
war. It
squabbling
is,
before
That's
the
a
white
nature
man.
that's been
Shaka
made
Zulu
for us. What are
squabbles
you
didn't have
talking
nothing to do with
about?
the white man.
but
Come on,
it occurred even in early human civilization. It was other
Yes, and
groups
they
of
had the
humans
same
that fought other
military
groups of
structure where it
him.
was one nigga telling everybody else to do what the fuck he said do,
Well,
and
I
them
wouldn't
dumbass
say
niggas was
that.
listening.
Yeah, but they don't
I
believe in
wouldn't say
The
Satan.
fuck
that.
is he talking about? That's not the majority. That's not what the people
But
think. I'm
I
pretty
mean, to
sure
the
the
point
people
that
probably was
Buddha,
just like
to
us
the
today.
point that
Like,
Buddha
man,
made,
I'm
no,
good.
you
We
had
good
some
over
was
here.
majority because
to the
people
point.
organized for
But if somebody
defense,
telling you you gotta go fight more else,
people gathered
But
where
but
they
to the
had greater
but to
defense. So that was the majority. People organized for defense and they gathered where there was greater defense to defend
it was
resources. And
Yeah, but you
the better
said
you
they
could
was a
defend
part of
them,
a
that's
the better your
satanic
defending, nigga.
circle.
You
population
just
would
saying
grow. What
war,
the fuck are
nigga.
you talking about?
Bruh, that's
Nah,
not
but
What
war
are
if
Buddha,
you
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 just
said they
talking
was a
defending
part
about?
of a
yourself. Shut the fuck up. You
satanic
sound dumb.
circle.
You just brought up defense,
No,
nigga.
Hey,
no,
Somebody
no.
break it
That
fucking with
means
down.
you
you're
and you
under
gotta
threat.
defend
The other
yourself.
people will attack you. The other people will attack you. That's why you have to
Niggas be
defend
moving the
yourself. Because
goalposts with they
everybody's
fucking
not
dumbass
running
points.
around living in a
Some people
comfortable
had to
but I
hut
mean,
defend
with
themselves.
100
No,
people
from the
inside of it.
Freemason
you're
satanic
not
niggas that was
What are you
coming
you're not
invading.
talking about, man?
acknowledging that
What are you
Yeah,
violence
they
is
had to
talking
actually
defend
about?
a part
themselves.
of
This is where
nature.
that rhetoric and rage,
Would
you
you
know.
at least acknowledge
Oh
that
my
violence is
God.
a part of nature and it always has been a part of humanity's nature? It's a part of our
No,
nature.
no,
So what? Okay,
That's
so
right.
no.
That's right,
so
Swarty.
what
That's
makes
right.
humans?
It's a part of
So
nature,
what
man.
makes human? What? It's
It's a
not the
part of
whole. It's
nature,
not.
but y'all
It's
want to negotiate
it.
with white people and
Well,
cry by the
peace is
laws
also a part of human
instead of
nature
take that
too.
shit with some.
It's a perfect
That's why I be saying
symmetrical
I can't
balance of
stand these
both.
fake ass pro
That's a
blacks,
part.
bro.
No, I'm just. But if you're
Want to make
okay,
these
so how do
fucking
humans become
can't you say
violent?
it's a part of the nature for us to fight? Well, you can't blame the white man for what he want to do if you gonna say shit like that.
But I
There
can't. But
can
I
be an
can't make the
argument that just
observation.
Yeah,
like
you
That's
talking
Egypt,
to the wrong
dumb, bro.
nigga because I
What
know
the
it.
fuck
there
you
I know
can be
talking
an
it.
about?
argument
Yeah,
that
I
you
just
cannot.
like
talking to the wrong
Egypt,
nigga
though,
over here,
there's a
bro.
level of
Oh my
violence.
Trust me.
god, bro.
I don't have no blame because I
Yeah, get
understand
out of
how
your
This
feelings,
is
bro.
our natural nature without the white man around to
No,
fight.
get out of your
Then
feelings,
why are
man.
we tripping about the white man doing it? I thought that was his barbaric shit. Not us.
You sound really emotional.
Contradiction ass
You're
nigga.
attributing the violent acts that
I don't think if you didn't have wars going on, there wouldn't have been no slave supply. There just wouldn't have been no slave supply.
So you need
if
slaves.
If you didn't have tribal war, there wouldn't have been no slave supply.
So would you want to be somebody's slave, Buddha? Would you want to be somebody's slave? Because I know you want to rule shit.
So if you didn't have
you've been cool being somebody's slave.
War, there wouldn't have been no slave supply.
See how
Yeah,
niggas
go
want
ahead,
to
Buddha.
justify
Go
slavery
ahead,
when
Buddha.
it was black on black,
No, but
but then
what
when the
you're not
white man come in
understanding,
and his
sir, is
slavery is
no.
wrong
What you're
now,
not
shut the
understanding,
fuck up.
what you're not
You talking
understanding,
to the
sir, is
wrong nigga
before
over
white
here. I
people
told you
ever
I would have
came
been
to
putting chains on
Africa.
you.
Hold on,
I
Buddha.
don't
Hold
care
on, Buddha.
Wrong
who was
nigga
doing
over here, man.
slavery, they was fucked up
Bumbo
for it.
clock.
Hold on, Buddha. Before the white man ever came to Africa, the practice of another tribe conquering another tribe was already going on, sir. This was happening
Exactly.
among black African tribes before white people ever. I would
Great,
argue were
thanks for
even
that
in
great point.
existence.
That makes my point that the black people were on the same shit that the white people were
It's
on.
a,
So
but
it's not a race
it,
thing. It's just based on who the fuck type of person you are. If you're gonna fucking want to take advantage of people and enslave people, that just depends on what type of person you want to be.
That's
No,
nature,
you
Thanks
would
for
have
nigga.
been
proving
doing the
my
same
point that
shit
the
back in
Africans
them
were
time.
doing it
You have
before
white
the
I
white
don't,
values
man.
now. You
I
think
don't
this
know, man. I
because you
can't
grew up in
agree with that.
America and
This
you
is
have
what
white
got me over. I
Boy, the
told you,
fucking
privilege,
your
Taz, that's how I
cold-blooded.
ended
privilege
up in
that was
Mesopotamia.
embedded
And
in
you
you.
was like,
If
that's the
you grew up in
problem.
an
I was like, you
African
right.
tribe,
That's why I ain't
you would not
pro-black no
have
more.
this ideal. You would not have this ideal if you grew up in an African tribe at that time. Why are you
Why
doing
not?
this, man? You grew up in the modern world and Western values of equality
Yeah,
and justice and universal
yeah.
freedom. And now
The
you're trying to
smartest people in
import
the
them back
world didn't know how
into
to negotiate. They
societies
had to
that
fight and
did
kill
not
each
have
other for
those
land.
ideals or
Same thing the white man
principles.
do.
Yo,
Well,
okay, man, bro,
power.
pick up this
Well, the
shit,
thing
man. Maybe
is,
y'all
They had to
power
fight and
and
kill for
inflicting,
resources instead of
man,
just
by
saying like,
inflicting
bro, we can
power
work
on
something out,
you're
black
right?
people
We
imposing
is
your
a
smart.
way
white
you get
values back
respect,
into
though.
history
We smart and
at
we
a
love
time
each other.
period
Let's
when
figure
those
this out.
values were non-existent.
We
There was
smart
no
and we
even
love each
word
other more than the
humanity at
white
this
man
time.
does. So let's figure
People
this out.
Bumba Clyde. Humanism was a little term that they used in Europe, man. It wasn't even a
Well, I
concept
done heard
applied
these
to the
talking points
He
for
don't know. He
humanity.
don't know no better,
oh,
Buddha.
this shit
Bless
is
his heart.
crazy, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I was there when
Bumba
the y'all
Clyde.
niggas was there.
Rasmussen in man there. Bumba Clyde.
It's
He
just
don't
like
know
when I
no
used to
better,
go to the
Buddha.
gym, and I be in the gym for years, and I see niggas' game don't develop. Like,
Hey,
damn, bro,
bro.
how you come to the gym every day
Homo
when
Buddha,
your
sapien,
game don't get no better?
Homo sapien
That's how y'all
even if
sapiens was
is in this
squabbling it
fucking
up,
humanism is an
study.
bro.
old
Y'all ain't
concept,
developed from that shit.
everybody
Man,
Y'all
shut
still
your
still
stuck
ass
in
up.
subjects
Mesopotamia.
themselves
You're
to
Hey,
imposing
humanism.
the
bro.
values you absorb,
Homo
the white
sapien
ideals
sapien
you
was
have in
squabbling
your
up, my
head
nigga.
from being
We
raised
was
in
squabbling
Western
up.
Yeah,
culture
you talking
and
about
the
the white man that
Occident.
got the white
And
man
you're trying
value
to
system.
impose them
Humanism is
back
a
Oh,
onto
yeah.
us.
European
And the
ideology.
ideals you have come from white people. Everything you're saying is originated in a white philosopher's mind. Everything you see.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
everything. That's
Okay,
crazy.
my nigga, you
Not
He
grew up
said
in
everything.
No, he
America.
everything.
talking. He talking to woke, Willie.
Nah,
Fuck
yeah,
out of
he talking to
here.
me,
You grew
Willie.
up in
I'm just talking
America.
about what he's
You
saying.
grew up in the
I ain't.
Occident.
Hey,
Yeah,
still
Will
saying
still
what he's saying
disagreeing
fucked
with
up.
what he's
Shut the
saying,
fuck up,
though.
All
Madonna.
right, man.
I'm just
All right,
disagreeing
all
with what he's
right,
saying.
all right. Okay, you right.
Everything doesn't
Where
attach
you get
back
your
to
principles of
European
equality
concepts.
from?
And
Show
I
me
would
your
even go
principles of
further and
equality are
argue
based on some
that a lot
African
of
philosophy.
European concepts are
Based on something.
based
I
on
ain't gonna
other
base it off of
people's
nobody's
Man, these
systems.
niggas,
philosophy, you
he
goofy.
can't
That's
even.
Yeah,
He can't
I
even
why you
know
fathom
goofy.
because you're
equality.
not
But I
Hey,
independent.
that's
You
why
yield.
you
think you
goofy
think
because you gotta
independently
base it
because
off
you
of
grew up in
somebody else's
America.
philosophy.
Madonna,
What
Grew
is
up
you
in
need a
philosophizing,
America
joke
of
code.
bruh?
Western
You
ideology.
was
It
trying to
ain't
Grew up
bring
nothing
in
your
but a
America of
motherfucker
ableist
who
Western
critically thought
conversation
ideology.
about
so
some
And
shit
you
bad.
and
have these
came up with his
principles
own
I heard
of
analogy
you,
the
for it.
Madonna.
freedom of the individual.
You dumbass
You really
nigga. That's
think you have
philosophizing.
to
It's a nigga who really
okay,
just
my
thought
God.
on his
This is
own.
Okay, man.
Madonna and
Yeah.
Yakub's
But
fault.
You
you're a
thinking
dummy.
that way.
You gotta get your thoughts from other niggas.
Yo, Willie, you
Hey,
crazy.
yo,
You
I'm
was trying
doing,
to
Will,
bring
man.
because the
I
thing
know,
I
Yakub
is,
I
gotta
Will,
base
know,
my
I
conversation
shit
know
off
I
some
got
so
it.
shit you
bad.
I
read
see
in
it.
order
They
for it to
proving my
make
point,
sense.
Willie.
You're dumb.
Listen to woke. Listen to
Crazy.
woke.
You're
He
not, you
proving
won't
my
even
point every
acknowledge the
second.
humans been
presuppositions you have.
squabbling up since they been
You won't
humans,
even
though.
acknowledge the
Hey, I'm
presuppositions you
proving a
have
point.
when you're
Buddha is proving
approaching
a
the
point that he's
subject.
just as dumb as
That's
you,
fucking
Madonna.
crazy. That's a
No, I'm
bias,
talking
man.
to Willie.
You won't acknowledge the presuppositions you
This
have when
nigga
you're
said
approaching the
based off
subject.
African.
That's a bias, my dog. Bumbleclad. Do it.
What's a bias? I'm the one that don't have a bias. I say the black
No,
niggas, the Arab
everybody
niggas,
has
the
a
Chinese
bias.
niggas, they
Everybody comes
all
with some
in on the
presupposition.
fix.
The
I
whole
don't
thing is
discriminate.
to
They
mitigate
all
your
in on it.
bias and aspire to objectivity.
Cause like y'all say, the cracker
Let's
ain't
talk
that
about the
smart. The
things
cracker
black
ain't that
folk
smart,
create.
right? He ain't that smart to manipulate a whole
Hey, yo,
world.
Marley,
So
what's
he gonna
today's
need some help, right?
mathematics,
He gonna
dog?
need other great minds to help him think about how to conquer the world, right? So that's why he work with black people, Asians, all that other shit. But you slow niggas want to just be like it's the
Oh
cracker.
shit.
But
Is all
Freemasonry
that
accept
smoke your
every
tether ass
fucking.
been given? Is all that smoke your tether ass been given Carmelo from white supremacy?
Oh
Oh, that's me.
Goofy.
That's for me.
Nah, this nigga
No.
Buddha.
Oh
Because
yeah.
suddenly now
shit.
things are white
Why do
supremacist
you keep saying
talking
that, dude?
points,
I
and
don't have no
you understand what's coming right from the mind of
I
white
have no smoke
supremacists.
for
But
Carmelo Anthony. Why would
come
you say
on,
that?
bro, like you've been on the
Why
other
would you make
side
it
for like
bad,
the
man?
last,
Why would you make it
you know what I
bad?
mean?
Just because
Like,
I'm
and I
talking
ain't
about
even
the fact
saying
that
regular on the other side. You was like going to
I
bat.
vote for Carmelo Anthony.
Took off on
Yeah,
Buddha.
That's
but you was up here
crazy,
going
man.
to you was up here going to bat
Rhetoric
for the
ridiculous,
Metcalf,
like,
bro.
For the
B, you
Metcalf.
have no objective rhetoric. Everything you state
Yeah,
is
you
true.
was going to bat for the Metcalfs and then hide behind the law,
Because
man.
I'm talking about the
Nah,
facts
Buddha, he didn't
admitted
say
into
nothing wrong right
evidence.
now.
That
You
means
did
I have
take that
smoke for
stance.
Carmelo Anthony. That shit is wild. That's a crazy
Yeah,
way
you
to phrase
used.
it.
Remember, you
You
used
can
the
do that
law.
shit to
Remember,
ignorant niggas that don't teach this language and don't
I'm
know, but you
talking to
can't do it to
you,
me. You can't do it to
young
me,
Beardy.
though.
What's good,
And I'm gonna
family?
respond to it, though. I'm
I
gonna
can
respond to
definitely
it
do
and
it
show
to
you
you.
how ignorant
You gonna
my
talk
concept
through it.
is.
You gonna
Niggas said I
you
got
gonna
saved.
you gonna
Yeah,
work your way
right.
through it.
Intellectual around
Some
here
niggas
with
was
me, my nigga.
dying.
I'm not a dumb nigga.
Grab a guard out
Everybody
there.
knows
That nigga
that.
Taz saved Buddha, nigga. Fuck you talking about woke guy saved. He
Y'all doing,
saved
nigga?
Buddha by saying that shit, by cutting
Yeah,
in with
yeah.
that
I
shit.
don't even know
Not
what y'all
me.
was talking about. I
Yeah, my name
was
Nah,
is
in
I'm
the
Buddha.
talking
other
about some
room.
nigga in the chat.
My nigga, my
Yeah.
name is Buddha, nigga. It's Buddha
I
for a
just didn't
reason.
understand that statement, Buddha, because like for real, I'm just saying that was a crazy card to pull when you've been on the other side of the conversation. Right. It's crazy to pull that white supremacy card though. You've been on the other side of the conversation the past week. I don't know if you can pull the white man card like that.
Yeah, that's why I be saying the contradictions be easy to catch with these niggas. These
I don't know
pro-wax,
who
these
the fuck you
fake-ass
think
niggas.
you're talking to. Like, I really don't know.
These niggas who
I'm
talk
talking to
that
you
shit
about
online
what
be
you've been
sounding like
saying
they
all
tough,
week.
but
You
they
need
ain't
to
doing
sit
no
down and
shit
get
for
some
nobody out there.
education, my guy. That's what you
Now you upset because I
Let
asked
me
you
go
a
on to
question.
class. Let me go on and
You
talk
need
to
to sit
class.
down and come
And
to
you should
You're not
class. You
talking to
talking
me. You're
tough,
not
Joe.
talking to me. You're talking at me.
So
If you were talking to me, you
Fall
would
back,
just
Yasser
simply
Rallo.
you just simply respond to what I said.
If me and you want to
He
talk, we
took
can talk.
shots.
But you're not going to sit up here and say I had smoke
You've
for a young
been
man that
talking.
got
When is it my turn to talk
I don't
again?
have no
You've been
smoke for him.
talking.
I'm talking about the facts
It's
and
my turn to
evidence
talk
and
again.
your illogical perspective regarding
No
those
doubt,
facts.
no doubt, no doubt. When is it my turn again? Because all I'm
All right,
saying
go
is,
for it.
again, you have been on the other side of the conversation. It's crazy to pull the white man card and make it seem like somebody just can't have their own opinion. So again, you're just simply being challenged on using that language when you on the other side, somebody could simply say the same thing to you.
Well,
We seen you in that same aisle, Buddha. Cooked.
That's the whole point
Cooked.
of having different opinion, my nigga. And just because I have an opinion based on the facts
Yeah, I
and
respect
evidence,
that,
don't
but
mean
that's
I have
not what you
smoke
just did
for
in
a
that
young man.
conversation, though.
That shit is crazy. That's
I
some
respect that you have your own opinion, but you didn't just give him that respect, is all I'm saying.
regarding the facts and evidence. You keep trying to make it something different.
Right.
because you don't
Right.
like
Casey said I was on the white man shit.
You ran to the white man, bro. You blew it. You shouldn't have ran to the white man.
Rather than trying to expand the audience.
Yeah, Buddha.
Because
Judge
you
not,
can't deal
let
with
you
the
be
points
judged.
that's made.
Don't do that.
That's what's going on.
More opinions.
What the fuck you talking to, B? I'm not one of these ignorant niggas. Y'all for learn
Stop
that
cussing
more.
at me, bro. Go ahead, Diddy. Nobody cares about
CNBC, stock channel quote, the world doesn't need more opinions, we need more facts. You know, we really do. But yeah.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
We need more
Man.
facts.
Hey, I'm gonna just jump in. Hey, and just say hi to everybody. What's up, D.A.B.A.T.E? Chocolate. What's up, y'all?
Good afternoon.
What up?
What up, Chocolate?
Shalom, brother. What up?
What that link at, Chocolate?
Shalom. Shalom.
What'd you say, Bobby? Hey, how you doing?
Fuck Allah.
I said, where that link at?
I told you I'm not giving it to you, Bobby.
Allah. That's the way that we pray when we facing the Eve.
I'm calling Cap. That nigga woke just gotta say something. That boy like an ADHD kid, nigga. It don't matter what he say.
My bad. I was stuck on that Shalom shit. My bad. I'm
starting to think he a mulatto.
He was trying to shoot at the Negro only church, but I had to slap down on the ground. You know, because they always be crying about us.
It's the way
I'm gonna go ahead and let it cry. Go ahead and give my man some tissue.
I like
sound like you got hurt in church.
That's why I like saying it back to you, sir.
The chocolate, they get views off of talking about us. And when they talk about themselves, don't nobody watch.
Them white boys get views off of talking about y'all. Shit, y'all going linking up with crackers doing videos, getting views, bro.
You get views talking about us too.
Yes, and I'm gonna start talking about y'all more since y'all working with crackers. We all need to get views off y'all fake ass niggas.
You working with them too.
We all need to get views off y'all fake ass niggas.
You working with them too. You ain't got no African rand in your pocket. You working with them too.
No, yeah, I don't fuck with nothing
African. So we can see them.
I'm American than a motherfucker.
I'm just saying. Right.
You talking to the wrong person. I don't duck that shit, fam. I'm American than a motherfucker. I'm not the one pretending. I'm not the one pretending in a fucking outfit, nigga. I'm not the one pretending. I'm not the one going to work talking about Shalom and then coming home pretending like I'm super pro-black and all this shit. That ain't me, nigga.
Because Psycho had to resurrect your debating career. No, he had to resurrect your debating career because you couldn't make it other places on YouTube. So I get it. I
wasn't even on YouTube. I wasn't here.
I know. It died.
I didn't have a channel.
He had to resurrect your debating career because you couldn't win in other places. Right.
Hey, see what I did,
Bob? You be crying about
it. That's weird, bro. That's weird. That's what you got for me. That's what you got for me. Is debating. Watch what I do to y'all tomorrow.
You tried to be the champ.
Watch what I do to y'all tomorrow, bitch ass nigga. Since it's a joke, I'm gonna show you. My career could easily be resurrected by talking about some dumb fuck niggas following God, nigga. Fuck you mean? Some dumb fuck niggas following God that ain't achieved shit. Following God since 1969, family community after community, standing on corners talking that shit. What you talking about, nigga?
70 people. 70
talking to the wrong person, bro.
I'm talking to
I'm one of the few niggas who have ignored your failures and your detriment, nigga. I have ignored your detriment on the black community.
I'm trying to get you out of that grave right now because you dead.
Bro, you can't, like my nigga. My middle name is Tazar. I was born with y'all bitch ass niggas trying to be, nigga. You don't hear me, nigga? I was born with y'all trying to be. My middle name is Tazar. I was born with y'all gotta change your names into little nigga. Little nigga.
You the ant.
Y'all niggas trying to be what I already am.
Nigga trying to fight the elephant. What are you compared to us? Nothing. You're not even in the physical realm compared to us.
I'm sorry, I ain't mean to. I'm just saying these Hebrew niggas be forgetting who they talking to.
He don't exist yet.
I'm the one with the Hebrew name, nigga. Somebody manufactured you niggas. You manufactured Hebrews. You niggas got old enough to change your name into a Hebrew name, nigga. I was born that shit, nigga. What you talking about? Y'all niggas get on my fucking nerves, nigga. General Yohana and them start assigning you niggas names. Now you niggas, man, bro, you better leave me alone. I don't even talk about you niggas like that. I don't even bother you niggas. I don't like you niggas and what y'all do, but I don't bother you niggas. You fucking up the wrong tree.
Any niggas with animals with avatars, bro. They ain't got it all. Any nigga that use an animal to represent themselves, bro, they ain't got it all. I'm trying to tell you. Bro, that they admire the animal more than they admire a human fucking being, bro.
We good, man.
they admire animals' intelligence over human beings, nigga. This the type of niggas we dealing with out here, man. Them niggas can't fucking talk shit to me.
But the point is,
because most of you niggas think like KB.
To be violent, that's been characteristic of human beings since they've existed, though, sir. So you still can't make that point.
What?
Like you would still
what
die
the
on
what?
Humans have been violent since time immemorial, since existence. So you still wouldn't be able to make that point with humans. You can't blame that on religion or all the stuff that you want to cry about.
You ain't civilized.
No. The point I'm saying that the fact that you are a human being, it's like you shouldn't be able to be trained like an animal. You should have your own discernment, you know, and be able to.
How did you learn as a baby, bro?
Ability to figure out what the fuck is going on in the world, but to not, you a trained ass animal, nigga. You a sea lion at SeaWorld, nigga.
What doctrine they talking about on YouTube? Cry about us like the news and
nigga,
all y'all. Why?
All you niggas, I don't give a fuck. Pick a religion, nigga. It's not just yours, bro. Pick one.
Wait, so but the other side, but hold on, woke. Let's just talk about the other side of that right quick. The other side of that is ISUPK Charlotte, ISUPK Detroit, ISUPK LA, with nobody watching them complaining about our community. What are you talking about? You niggas got hundreds of channels and can't pull a view unless a cracker talking about you niggas. What are you talking about? You niggas need them crackers to like, bro, you are tripping.
Y'all cry about us too, though. But you finna cry about us tomorrow.
No, I'm like, bro, the video I did about y'all was asking why y'all standing with these crackers like this.
And you got US dollars in your pocket asking something like that? You're not living off no foreign black money, or like you somehow separate from white people in America.
I ain't never traveled to do no content with no cracker. What you talking about?
Get out of here with that, bro.
Hey, fam, them niggas going to sit. They are traveling to go do content with crackers, bro. What are you?
Are you American?
Yes, and so are they. And so are they, but they call themselves Israelites. They're delusional.
Where does
you do too.
Citizenship? Where does it say?
And you do too. All you niggas do.
So can I give you an example?
You're in denial.
You're
in denial.
I'll answer that. Can I give you an example?
I'm listening.
So, the Bible, Paul proclaims his lineage to the tribe of Benjamin, right? No, I'm just saying. Okay, are you gonna listen and not interrupt me? I'm not gonna be quick,
listening,
bro.
I'm
not gonna take a long time.
I'm listening.
So Paul is an Israelite in the Bible. It says it in Romans 11:1, right? But he also lets it be known that he's a Roman citizen as well. So the Bible didn't say we couldn't be citizens of a place. But see, because you don't read it and you don't study it, you wouldn't know that. You just put up your little video tomorrow about us and cry like you're gonna do. Nigga.
I need to know why I need to know that, though. Give me an example of why I need. Give me one meaningful reason why I would need to know that.
Because we're professing our heritage as Israelites, that we can't say we're Americans. You're trying to point to, and I ain't never heard a brother say he wasn't American. So you need to get the fuck out of here with that shit. You don't know what you're talking about. So cry about us tomorrow. Let me get you a handkerchief and a Kleenex box.
Yeah, I think you're confused on the situation. I'm not the one.
You got what us saying, so-called black. What we're saying is before we were labeled
you're confused.
We had a
anybody who calls something so-called is confused.
Okay,
are you black? Are you black? Are you black? Yes, I'm black.
No, you're not.
None of us are. That's what I'm saying. You're delusional. You're fucking delusional.
What were you before colonization? Before I had a tribal name.
I wasn't here. I wasn't here.
Conversation. So when the
I wasn't here. Why does that matter first? Why does it matter first? Before we go back to the BC era, why does it matter?
It matters because we're bringing out the truth that we actually had a nationality before being labeled black. It's the truth. That's why it matters. Doesn't the truth matter, Taz?
No, absolutely not.
There you go. It doesn't. So the truth doesn't matter. There you go.
We live in a society today where that shit you're calling the truth is not only irrelevant, but it stagnates black people. This is why some idiots would go dress up in garb like they're in the 1300s and stand on corners and yell at white people. That's why.
Isn't the truth that we weren't black? Isn't the truth that before slavery we were not called black? Isn't that the truth?
No, it's not.
So the origin of what we were called as a people was black. Before any of the slaveries, before the America, we were originally
I ain't never been
black.
called nothing but black. Ever since I was born, I've been called black.
So now you're obfuscated. You're running now. So your ancestors.
Yeah, my ancestors was definitely called black. Mine were. Mine were. I don't know nothing about no prior to America. I don't know nothing about no prior to America, bro. I don't know nothing about that.
Before the word black existed, before that
I don't know nothing about that.
Before that word, so what we called it that day. So when we say so-called black, we're saying you had a nationality before it existed. It's a simple concept to understand.
And I think that's y'all problem again. I understand shit. I understand shit from the last 1,500 years. Once you start going back too far, fam, it's like, my God.
So the truth doesn't matter.
If you got to go back 700 years to establish it, no. You hear me? Listen again. If you have to go back 700 years to establish a truth, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
So you shouldn't invest. So I know the science brothers definitely wouldn't be able to agree with that, but I would have to disagree with you, Taz. The truth matters no matter how far you got to go back to get it.
Right, but the science brothers, but you know the difference between you and the science brothers? The science brothers would be able to show an experiment that was true 700 years ago and that is true today. You talking about a motherfucking book and a belief system with it that you can't substantiate a motherfucking thing with.
I mean,
would you forget that that's what you're standing on? Would you forget you standing on that big ass book?
It's not. I mean, it's the #1 read book on the planet. Write a book and see if you can sell more than the Bible.
Come on, bro.
Freemason influence.
Now come on, bro. Okay, now you go run.
Now we run from what? Run from what? It's a bunch of white people reading it.
I'm just saying.
What am I running from? What am I running from? Did you think I'm a doubt and say no? People aren't reading the Bible. I didn't like what?
That's not the only.
What am I running from?
White people read it too.
That's not the origin of it. Everybody.
Right. So how does that benefit
What
only
was
black
your
people
point?
if everybody
What
can
was
read
your
this book?
point?
You guys write a book and sell more copies in the scriptures since you're so critical.
But what's the
I'm
point
just
in
saying,
that?
like,
A bunch
I'm
of
just
people
saying.
read it, so
But
what?
you said
Right.
it can't be weak if it's the most read book on the planet.
But what's the no? It's the most
Okay, so
read
you
for
agree
everybody. Well, how does that
it's
benefit just black
powerful.
people?
Like,
No, what I'm saying is this: would you agree that it can't be weak if it's the most read book on the planet?
I can't
No,
agree with that.
no, I
I
can't
can
agree with
agree that
that.
it's weak because
You know me.
majority of people on the planet are dumb. They fall for
I
ignorance.
probably believe the most watched movie on the planet is week 2, knowing me. So yeah, I don't just because it's the
Good point,
most.
Taz.
Putin is dumb.
Swazzy, the
Would you say the
argument could be
leader of
made
China
that
is dumb?
Good
because
fucking
it's the
point.
Would you
most
say that the
read
world
book,
leaders of the
it's
different
the
countries
reason
around the
for
world are dumb?
Swazzy. Hear what I'm saying
Because
though?
they
The
have great
argument,
reverence and respect for the
the
scriptures. Hold
argument
on
could
one
be
second,
made
Will,
that
because listen,
Yes, around
They
the
have,
world.
they have
hold on,
great
hold on. The
references.
argument could be
But
made
look,
that
here's where you go wrong at. Here's where you go wrong at. Wait a second, Willie. Hold on. This is where you go wrong at. Are
you
the
guys have never
things in the
ruled over a
Bible that could be beneficial if you use them intellectually? Sure. I don't have a problem with one saying that. Nigga, you present this shit as truthful and actually happened. So we're not talking about metaphors. You're talking about a fact, which is what I have a problem with. You can pull lessons from the Bible. You can learn from the Bible.
What did I say wasn't a fact?
Thank you.
You said it's the truth.
the only what I disagree with
No,
was
I
when you
said, isn't
said
the
the fact
truth
that it's the most
important?
read book
And I believe the
meant
Bible's the truth, but I
automatically that
actually
it
didn't even
couldn't be
say.
weak.
So if you believe it's the
Hold on,
truth, that means
Swordy,
you
what I'm
gotta
saying
accept
is
every
this:
scripture.
But here's the
Every
thing,
it's the
text.
though,
most
Will.
read
Here's why I
book,
can make
right?
the argument.
We can
It's not
attach
just
a
the
lot
most
of the
read book.
problems of the
Monarchs that
world to
run
that book.
countries, monarchs that rule over countries that haven't been in slavery in the last 1,500 years reverence the morality in the scriptures. So it's
Colonizers,
common.
though.
Right,
Give me
right.
1
Now,
second. Give me
So what
one
You
about
second.
the
talking about
white folk that
colonizers?
were here 300 years and they
I mean, it's
used the
wait,
Bible
wait.
It's
Yeah.
African.
for
Seconds.
All of
slavery?
the
Like what
Ethiopians
the
I'm gonna go
fuck
back on
point
mute.
was that?
Yeah.
But wait,
But I'm just
Swarty,
saying, what are you
when you're
saying?
talking about these
Yeah.
monarchs, these
You
are
gonna talk about the
Yeah.
people
representations
The
that
and
pull
people.
something that
morality
is
out of it, but what about the
problematic
people
for black
who
people
use
in
that fucking
particular.
shit to make
Hold
an
on,
Well,
give me
excuse
yeah,
2
for the
seconds,
fucked up
Tweak.
shit they were
cause,
doing?
well, nah,
Give
I
me
mean,
2
because I
But
seconds,
think,
don't
Tweak.
you?
because I think because Swati, we've had this conversation
It's
before,
over
bro.
now.
What we
Hold on,
It's been
Dumbo.
over when your dumb ass
Dumbo,
started
you
talking,
dealing
Willie.
fairly?
Shut the
I'll mute
fuck
up.
up,
I
nigga.
love
Dumbo,
you, Domo.
I'll mute
I
up.
love you,
Dumbo,
Domo.
I'll mute up if you're gonna deal fairly. If you're gonna deal fairly, I'll mute up. I'm not to say that
nah,
Taz and the other brother not dealing fairly, but go ahead, Dumbo.
well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Like, it's there's a like what Taz said. It's like you have people who there are principles that you can say if you follow those principles, then you could be a good person or whatever else. But oftentimes, especially the world leaders you speak of, them and their ancestors have used it as a form of control more than making people better people. You know what I'm saying? So like those world leaders you talking about, all right, we don't even got to talk about other world leaders. Just like the people who like Christian nationalists in the United States represent the same text that you represent, but they
Right, but
use
there's
it to
also
make a.
Eritreans and Ethiopians and West and East African countries that also honor the
Nigga,
Bible as
Charlie
well. There are
Kirk, nigga.
countries and there are people in. I mean, there are feminist Taz that hate black people. So should we put you in the same category with them?
There's feminists that hate black people.
What?
That's what I'm
What type of
saying.
goalpost moving is this?
Wasn't ready for that one. See that, Kobe?
But no. Let me deal with that real quick. That
They
still
always put me
shows
in
the
that.
brainwashing of a cult that's fucking like rather than a feminist cult or religious cult, they still doing the same thing. They still not liking you based off of what the majority of their cult is saying.
Sir, you're not an egalitarianist, and nobody on the planet is. Like this facade that we're gonna come to this, everybody's human and the same, and we're not gonna commit no more crimes. That's a facade, man.
Well,
That's
we'll see, but I don't think you. But that's what I'm saying. That's not egalitarianism, though. Like that's the way that you characterize an egalitarianism. You're describing plurality, and like we recognize that amongst human nature or amongst humans, there's a plurality of identities, understandings. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit, right? So, but egalitarianism.
Some people don't recognize.
Let them finish, nigga.
No, yes, they do. Everybody, right? Like,
no, I didn't say everybody. I just said some people don't. It's not true.
What I'm saying, no, bro, whether or not somebody recognizes the pluralism of human identity does not change the fact that human identity is plural. Like there's a pluralist aspect to it, right? We're not all the same, and egalitarianism doesn't ask for that. It doesn't ask for sameness amongst people. It's about how people are treated. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different conversation.
I agree with what you said. The definition of it is, right? What I'm saying is that's a mirage. Like we trying to act like we're about that as humans, but we're really not. We still
so you on their side. You on their side.
Swati, that's what I'm saying. That's what the Bible teaches you, bro. Like that's the problem. The Bible teaches you. The Bible teaches you that it's like
I'm just reading the definition.
Yeah, choose a side. The Bible was on gang shit. That's why I wanted to get up here when y'all was talking about that fraternity gang shit.
Right?
I ain't that bright.
The Bible was gang shit.
It's a school of political and ethical philosophy that prioritizes social equality. It's rooted in the belief that all human processes have equal fundamental worth and moral status, advocating for equal rights, treatment, and opportunities while actively seeking to reduce social and economic irregularities. Right? That's not crazy when you're saying that's something that's not achievable on a base level. It may be something that continuously has to be fought for everyone to have an equal share and an equal right to be respected. But
in humanity, sincerely will. I'm not, and I would agree with you on that, right? However, when you look at just the nature of how we've been since existence, right? Most human beings don't really have the desire to be that way. It's the people that say that they're not racist and that don't come up on the panel saying cracker and all the stuff that we say and nigga that really be the ones that's racist. I'm trying to tell you, those are the people that are passive aggressive. Those are the people that are really not loving and caring. So what I'm saying is, when the world says they're for all people, that's a lie. We all have favorites somehow.
The world doesn't say that though.
Conversation of egalitarian.
The world doesn't. Hold on, hold on. But here's because I think there's a complete misconception of the world. Because the world isn't egalitarian, bro. Hold on, Swarthy. The world isn't egalitarian. The world says the shit that you say. Like your position, the position that you hold, but no. But regardless of whether or not it's realistic, regardless of
respond,
bro. Like, see, that's what you now you double talking. First, you said the world is egalitarian and that's a facade. But then when I show you that no, the world is actually not egalitarian, and they say the shit that you say, then the world is realistic. Like, which one?
No, what I meant to say, I misspoke, Domo. What I meant to say is, when we grew up in American society, they teach that you're supposed to see everybody as the same and not have.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
So America doesn't stand for being fair and the land of freedom.
No, it fucking does not.
I'm just saying, I kind of agree with you on that. But okay, so I mean,
wrong person.
So I'm see, that's what I'm saying.
I understand what you was looking for, nigga.
Niggas be like Damo, Democrat, but he definitely be on something like, I'm gonna analyze it for how it is. If a Democrat do some shit fucked up, I'm gonna say it. If a Republican do some shit fucked up, I'm gonna say it.
Oh no, but Damo was still admit to be far left leaning too. He'll still admit that as well. So
he is critical of the Democratic Party as well.
I've heard him criticize his own party. I'm not gonna say I haven't heard.
Cause look though, you got to think about it. We live like the concept of
Democratic Domo.
Anyway, the concept of race, as we understand it today, as a hierarchy, right? It didn't start in America, but America's crystallized it. It turned it into a part of the social reality. So when we talk. So when you say that, we like America teaches everybody that everybody's the same, nigga, America's the same motherfuckers.
Madonna say that shit crystallized.
Yeah, they crystallized it.
Like it's
they froze it in time, nigga.
But there is an illusion. Nigga wouldn't let nobody else get away with that shit. Nigga like, that's Damo. It's probably 5 different meanings of crystallized. I know he right. Like, go ahead, bro. I'm just listening.
Let me finish the point. You whole ass nigga. Let me finish the point.
I quit.
Because America's the same motherfuckers that said like land of the free, home of the brave. Everybody's like they said it while they had slaves. So when they was talking about freedom, they was specifically talking about for one group of people. They was not
Yeah.
talking about niggas, and they reminded niggas that they wasn't talking about niggas when they put that constitution together and was like, yeah, this ain't got nothing
250
to do with y'all.
years of
I
freedom.
beg to differ.
And
They was
I
talking
agree,
about
and I
the
agree with
Prince Hall
everything that
Masons
you
too.
said, Domo. I agree with
They talking
everything
about
that you
them. They was
said, but
included.
the reality is we're supposed to be practicing egalitarianism as American citizens. Even people that come here that are just are not U.S. citizens, but whether they
No,
got a
Swarty,
visa,
they're telling you in your
we're
face.
no,
They're telling you
Will,
in
you
your
already
face
know
when
I
they
think it's
celebrate
bullshit.
the
But what
4th of
I'm
July
saying,
this year, they're calling it
no, I get it.
250
I
years of
I don't
freedom.
disagree with
Freedom
none of
for
that,
who?
Will. But so I'm gonna just move to the next one. Domo, are we supposed to push towards egalitarianism as a country?
No, I mean egalitarianism. The question is of what type of person you want to be. You
But I
ain't
mean,
supposed to do nothing. You can do
Or
whatever you
your
want to do.
position in the structure.
oh
Because
shit.
if
But
you
it's
benefit from the structure, no, I ain't pushing for no
cause
egalitarian.
here's my
Are
thing.
all
Cause here's my
Americans
thing.
supposed to be seen
If you
as the
can if you
same?
can if you can look at what black people go through, and you can look at what black people have experienced, and then say, well, shit, that's just human nature. You a different type of nigga
But all
to
I'm saying
me.
is this,
Like you like.
Domo, are black
So
Americans,
Domo,
are black,
Hell,
Domo,
that
no,
was
no,
I
give me
got a
1
disrespectful.
second,
question
Buddha,
now.
Buddha, give me
Domo,
one
I want
second,
to
because
ask
I
you
want
a
to
question.
respond to what he was saying. So, Domo, are black Americans, white Americans, Mexican Americans, and anybody that's an American, are they all supposed to be seen as the same as far as their status, rights, and respective rights as an American? Aren't they all
No,
supposed to have the same status?
no. America is
But
telling you this year
Yes.
is 250
Yo,
Thank you,
years of
Taz.
freedom.
as
Somebody,
Yeah.
human
somebody
beings,
got
right?
to
Yeah,
catch
that's
that.
true.
Hold on.
Yep.
Thank you, Taz.
If we remove modernity, right? If we remove like civil society, like because you keep saying how we supposed to see each other. You're talking about a lens of socialization outside of civil society and socialization. Like if we was all existing in nature, it would be it is what it is. But we exist in civilization. We exist in modernity. We exist where we can look at concepts and see above and beyond what's just natural or what's considered like natural instinct or what people do
Agree.
naturally.
You
Humans don't
Agree.
understand in
naturally.
modernity, they even
yo,
putting it in your face.
yo,
Pause.
yo, may I ask a question to Domo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand your take on the Constitution. I actually kind of agree with it, but I think the out in that whole argument and why they come up with that organic concept of the Constitution is because they didn't codify that in the language, and at the time there was nothing preventing them, except for certain people who had sentiments that this this peculiar institution was evil and would not last, and there was a way in which the language was they did because they could have easily wrote all white men are free, but
I
they
may
didn't.
not. I may not
They
do the
use
strongest.
general terminology that could have different interpretation as society grew and matured,
Right.
and
So it still said the same
some
thing.
of
Hold
them
on.
had those sentiments that
Hold
I
Keep
on.
y'all
want to
niggas
free these
confused.
people, but I can't right now, given the climate of the society. So I think that went into the rhetorical choices of
I
the language because I always wanted to know. No, this is my hold on, Bobby. Before you talk, I'm talking to Domo now. I always wanted to know, and I tried to reconcile, like, why didn't they just say all white men? Why didn't they use the word black? Why did they
Because they
refer
didn't
to
have to.
slaves? Yo, they could have.
They didn't have
I
to.
don't disagree with
That would have made
what you
hold on, because he said they didn't have to. No, that would have made the legal argument more affirmed, and it would have been much more difficult for you to fight legally for what you eventually received.
Free and accepted Masons.
No.
And every time you hear some shit about black niggas back in the day, they talk about how he's a free man. So,
I'm
you know
talking
what
to
I
Domo
mean?
about language right now.
I'm
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
trying to
these
I
things
know.
still don't
You
these
talking,
things
you
still
talking that
don't
motherfucking
change.
puddle shit. You talking
These
that
things
surface
still
I'm
level,
don't
talking to
change how
Domo
they
level
about
define
language
it
Callaway
right
in
now. I
shit.
don't need y'all
legislation.
rhetoric right now. I would like
I'm not
Domo
worried
to
about
respond.
codifying. I'm worried
Y'all don't
about
want to get
After
to the
that,
how
fact that the
y'all
black
can
specific
niggas
let
was
me
fucking
talk
with
to
the
instruments
you.
are
crackers. Yeah, I
used
know.
to
I
fuck
get
Yo,
it.
over
Domo
niggas.
brought up the issue first, man. Let Domo respond to my statement because I know Domo understand what I said intellectually, not with this emotion y'all are talking about.
Ah,
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. With that. I mean, because not everybody not all of the framers of the Constitution, like, were advocates of slavery. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was the compromise associated with it was more so how it was interpreted rather than how it was codified. Like you're right. Like, but a part of the
They
reason
knew what they
why.
were signing up for. So I'm not
We
giving
have
them
an
any
intellectual
reprieve.
Hey, nigga,
discussion,
have
not
some
an
fucking
emotional
patience,
discussion
Willie.
right now.
I'm not giving them
Bumbleclot,
any
I prefaced it with
reprieve to say
I
that
agree with him,
they
but
didn't
I want to talk
support
about this
slavery.
principle
They
and
knew
get
what
his
they were
insight
signing
on
on
the
to.
principle. Allow him to elaborate, man, without
I'm not
responding
even
emotionally
talking to
too
you,
much.
my lad.
Bumbleclot.
I know, bro, but you did interrupt like shit. He was answering.